I'm gonna take a three-piece with the boss sauce
Picture this.
and some macaroni and cheese.
You just ruined the fucking punchline.
I'm sorry.
Are you drinking paint today, Sam?
I'm drinking paint today.
That's the point.
That's the point, and that's what makes me so fucking mad about this goddamn movie. It's the point.
How do you hate this movie? I don't think about him in this movie. He doesn't exist, that fuck. That fucking fuck. I am still here for it.
Your co-host, Mr. Workman, will not be joining us this week, for I have destroyed him for all time.
That's terrible. Can we call it the Foreskin 20 episode?
I'm fucking done. I'm hitting the eject button on this fucking episode.
Welcome back, everybody, to season 3 of 343. I'm your host this week, Matthew Patterson. I am joined by my two balls, Samuel Holler and Jackson Workman. And this season, we are coming in really hot with 3 fucking killer movies. And yeah, I think we had a interesting week last week. This might be a little more chill because of the time we're recording. Instead of 8 o'clock at night, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, at least for me. And for you guys, it's 10 a.m. instead of 10 p.m. So yeah, and yep. I think this season you're going to see a lot of changes in the choices of movies, and you'll see a lot of changes in our eventual setups, which I think are going to change because mine is definitely going to change by next week.
Mine as well.
So damn busy.
I'm getting some fucking posters this season.
Yep. So season 3, episode 2, whole different setup. But for now, we're gonna start with our movies, which I will begin with the unfortunate passing of Miss Diane Keaton. Goddamn, R.I.P. to the GOAT, one of the best to ever do it. Just so fucking talented, funny, and beautiful. Like everyone says it. Al Pacino said, "I regret not marrying her." And fuck, you know what? I regret it too. Why didn't you marry her, Al? God damn. That would have been a fucking marriage. So I will let Jackson take it away as we begin with the movie that skyrocketed her into icon status, Annie Hall.
Yes, indeed. Annie Hall, I had to pick it because, it was a last minute pivot, but I had to do it as soon as Diane Keaton died. It was going to be either this or Play It Again, Sam. And yeah.
What?
So, but
Pull out a drum kit.
there you go. But yeah, so basic well, you ready? You ready? The very first picture this of season 3. Picture this, folks. You're a neurotic, kind of annoying Jewish comedian, but you're not Woody Allen. You kind of are. You actually very much are. But no, your name is Alvy Singer, and you've been divorced twice.
Wait, Albie Singer
From television?
You on to Carson, right?
Yeah.
Can I get your autograph? It's from my girl.
Hey,
Make it out to Ralph.
Ralph.
Your wife's name is Ralph? That's my brother. And yeah, so he's been on Johnny Carson and he's been doing all this shit. He's a famous comedian. He wrote for a guy who definitely was not a parody of Sid Caesar and all kinds of shit. And who does he meet one day in a tennis club? Well, none other than Miss Annie Hall, played by the lovely, wonderful Diane Keaton. And she's an aspiring lounge singer. And it's about just the two of them and their relationship over the years and, how they inspire each other, how they frustrate each other, and just how their different backgrounds meet together. She's from a more kind of Gentile family, and he's obviously very Jewish, and, their backgrounds are just very different. And yeah, it's a good exploration of all that. Obviously, it is, Woody Allen's best known movie, his most beloved film, all this good stuff. And before I let you guys take it away, I'll just say this. And Sam, you're going to be interested to hear this because we were just talking about this a few days ago. So this was my second time watching this. The first time was quite a few years ago, and when I watched it for the first time back then, I like I thought it was fine. Like I liked it fine, but I didn't love it, and I spent years being like I don't get why everyone loves this one so much. Like it's towards the bottom of Woody Allen's filmography for me, at least from the ones I've seen. Never really got why it was considered his masterpiece and all that. And I was like, that movie's kind of overrated. And then I watched it this time, hoping that I would change my mind. And god damn it, was my mind changed. Fucking, I get it now. I fucking fully understand it. I'm like, this movie's a goddamn masterpiece. I love it. It's just, I totally am on board with it now. Just wow. Just so much to say about how funny it is, how great the script is, how just great his direction is, but I'll get into that later. What were you guys' thoughts? I know you've both seen it before as well.
You want to go, Matt?
Yeah. Yeah, so I got into Woody Allen like when I was like 13 and I just watched all his shit. And this was before I really knew about, all the terrible stuff that he did. And this was also before they came out with it again. So like as far as I knew, like, oh, he didn't, they acquitted him or whatever. Or I don't know. They were like, it's not that big of a deal. And now I'm like, okay. But either way, I really love this when saw it. Like I watched it a lot. I liked his other movies too. And I had this thought when I came into it, Jackson, which was funny. I thought I was gonna actually like this one less this time around too. I was like fully like thinking like I'm probably not gonna like it as much as I used to. I'm gonna criticize it 10 times more than I probably did, and I'm probably gonna come out of it saying Manhattan's a better movie. I'm gonna have to rewatch fucking Manhattan
I do
again.
think Manhattan's a better movie, but they're neck and neck. They're right here.
That's why I was like, I gotta rewatch that now because when I rewatched this time, I had the same reaction you did, where I was like, oh, this not only does it hold up, it's like better than I had because I feel like I'm older now, so I can fully appreciate a lot of the shit that he's saying
Oh yeah.
and that's going on between them. And I'm like, okay. And I'm not just like, oh, this is a funny Woody Allen, like, I'm just looking at his jokes, but it's like, no, I see the nuance in their relationship now a lot more. Like Diane Keaton, I really paid attention to her a lot more this time. Not that I didn't before, but I was like, wow, Jesus. Um,
Killer role.
yeah, she is fucking great. This movie really did break a lot of norms at the time, but also it didn't because as I found out in French New Wave, they were doing a bunch of talking to the screen like Woody Allen did, and that was about 10 years prior.
It broke the norm in America.
Exactly. It broke the norm in America, especially for romance movies. And like some of the scenes that I forgot, like the one in the beginning where all the kids are saying what they do now, and the one kid's like, I used to be addicted to heroin, but now I'm a methadone addict. And then the one girl just
I
goes,
like
I like
leather."
leather. Yep. I'm just like, whoa, didn't realize that one was fucking hilarious as a kid. But yeah, I mean, this just stood out to me. Like there's a lot more scenes that I paid attention to that I probably didn't before. And at least we forget Jeff Goldblum's in this movie. So
He forgot his mantra.
yeah.
Forgot
Wait,
his mantra.
right. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like I forgot Carol Kane and Shelley Duvall were in this. I mean,
I
I knew
totally,
Carol
I remembered Shelley Duvall, but I completely forgot Carol Kane was in this.
Paul
That
Simon.
was crazy.
Yep. And then Christopher Walken coming back yet again
Yes,
for one
appearance number
scene.
4.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, I really had a great time with it. I think it's like super well shot. And then the one last joke that I'm gonna bring out that I had forgot about that I thought was fucking hilarious is when he's talking to everyone on the street. He's like, "What do what makes your relationship work?" And the first guy's like, "We have a vibrating egg." And then the second people are like, "We're shallow." And he just keeps walking, and then he walks up to the fucking horse and just starts talking to the horse.
Yep.
I was like, okay, this is kind of genius. Like,
I was
there are points. I mean, there's a lot of funny jokes. There's a lot of like zingers that I'm like, okay, I knew some I knew that were funny back then. Some that I just completely get now. And I'm like, yeah, like you said, Jackson, this movie is a fucking masterpiece. Like the fact that it beat Star Wars does piss me off just a little bit,
Yeah, same.
but I can see where the Academy was going with that one back in the day because it
They
made
were
more
like,
sense.
we'll give Star Wars all the technical shit, but when it comes to the major awards, it's a sci-fi movie. We don't want it to win, even though it deserves it. So
Exactly.
we'll give it to the next best movie, basically.
That's how, yeah, literally. So that's how I felt about it. Sam, what did you think?
Jackson's gonna be happy to hear this. And little review. My going into this was very similar to Matt's. Um, but I told Jackson the other day I don't think I'm actually gonna watch Annie Hall, the first movie on this podcast that I won't watch before going into the episode because that movie is ingrained in my brain. It was the first Woody Allen movie I ever saw. I remember you putting it on, Matt, in high school. and it just kind of like capturing me. Um, much like Jackson, this was very much towards the bottom of my list of his stuff. Not that it's bad in any way. It's just I love like Purple Rose of Cairo and stuff like way more. Um, but I did watch it. I I cracked under pressure and I watched it last night. And goddamn, it's so good. Like, and it's just so like personal with the opening not having any music credit over the credits and then cutting to that first shot of him talking directly to the screen. It's just it captures you and it just holds you and violently shakes you at points and then also like gently sets you down at points and then picks you back up. And the line that just completely gagged me was when he was talking about his grandmother and she's like, and she got raped by the Cossacks. It was just like, oh my god.
That line literally like made my jaw hit the floor. I was like, God damn.
Rest in fucking peace to Diane. She killed it. She has such a magical energy. Her hair is so long, but like just so like nice. And I don't know, that's a weird thing to say, but it's like the characters feel like real people in this movie. And so outside of the constant fact that nobody punched Woody Allen in the face to shut him the fuck up. But
see, Woody Allen should have got punched in the face when he sneezed into the fucking cocaine.
100%.
That would have been like
100%.
fucking hands on sight, bro. Like I would have just started I've been like, you either go buy a new bag or we're fighting,
or get the fuck out.
You know that was apparently unscripted.
Oh, that's
really
fun.
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. But
see, that's like such a genius scene too that I'm like, can't believe that was just accidental.
Shout
he
out.
wasn't even going to keep it, but the test audiences laughed so hard he decided to leave it in. But
Because Woody Allen doesn't do cocaine, so he doesn't understand how funny that shit is.
right.
Gordon Willis, shout him out. God tier fucking cinematographer. Shot the absolute fucking shit out of this. It's so personal, but so spacious and so like captures New York so well. The scene where they're waiting to go into the movie theater late and he's all fucking stressed because they're late to the fucking movie and she's like, well, it's just the opening credits and it's in Swedish anyway. It's something I've fucking heard in my life and it pisses me the fuck off. I would much rather go to a coffee shop for 2 hours and come back and catch the later showing.
Same. I think we all would.
But it didn't hit back then in high school when that scene happened because also I would go to the movies a lot, but also wasn't like as pressed when it came to being late.
Well, I guess because back then the movie actually started, and you know it's not like, oh, I can see this. It's like literally there's no trailer. I mean, maybe there's like 5 minutes of trailers.
And now you can get there 30 minutes late now, and the fucking thing still won't be started. So
exactly 110%. So I kind of do. I do understand him on that a little bit.
Really fucking mad because in 42 minutes this movie is playing in theaters near me, and I was like, I could have gone to see this.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if it's playing near me. Shit, not that I'm gonna go see it, but that would be kind of funny if I just walked into the theater. If it's playing at the Cinemark.
If I had known that would have been wild to go see that in the theater. Wow.
So I'm mad I didn't see that, but I'm glad I rewatched this. It definitely went up on my list quite a few. It's not by the top by any means for me, but I think in a few years' time it could potentially get up there. And a wonderful introduction to Diane Keaton's career and the places she goes. She is such a true to force to cinema, and the way that she like brought so much to each role, even when like her role was so tiny. Because like Annie Hall is the title of this movie, but she is like a fraction of the pie that creates what this movie's about.
But she is also like the whole reason for the movie.
Yeah, she is the heartiest slice of pie on that fucking plate. She has the whipped cream, okay,
and the cherry.
And the cherry.
I will say that scene that you're talking about where they're waiting for the movie though. I didn't realize how like nuanced that scene was back in the day because I always in my head I think I was just more focusing on that dickhead behind them doing his opinions. And I'm just getting so mad about it that I was not paying attention to her saying she missed her fucking analysis and like then him being like mad that she missed it because of him and then her talking to him about that and then him starting to ignore her to talk about the guy behind him, then to switch back to the conversation that they were talking about. And her reaction to that is like, oh, now you're fucking talking to me about this? Like, and I was like, this scene is actually actually good. I was like, fuck, this is, I mean, not again, it's just one of those like, okay, I'm seeing this all now. This all makes sense. And she does call him out for also being kind of annoying and opinionated, but like that dude was being fucking annoying. Like I had last night when I went to see Halloween 2, I had this dude behind me in line while I was waiting to get my tickets, and he was like
You saw
just
Halloween 2
yapping.
in theaters, you fuck?
Yep. He was just yapping, and he was like, "Yeah, like the no discount Tuesdays for this Tuesday? Huh, that's weird. Oh, if you want to get a soda, it's gonna take you 15 minutes because it looks really busy in there and they're super slow." And I just wanted to turn around and be like, "Can you shut the fuck up?" Like I'm
Clearly,
running
your
on like
opinion
3 hours
is
of sleep
wrong
right
and do
now,
not
my guy.
understand my analysis.
Take a shower. I can smell you, and I'm facing away from you. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Sorry, I
Lord.
just
That was
that's how I was
literally
already standing there. I just felt like Woody Allen, but I didn't have anybody with me to like, you know,
If
talk
only
to.
this is how life could really work.
Literally, exactly.
but I
So,
I do really want to stress that opening monologue that he gives. It seems like so like, oh, you can do this as a aspiring filmmaker. You could film something like this, and then his dialogue gets so fucking crazy and like witty and just pushes it so hard that it's like, no, not everyone can do this. You can set a camera up and you can talk directly into the camera, but you don't have that fucking personality that
Yeah, or
that he
that,
brought in.
and that here's the thing
That
about
wit.
it. So like
Yeah,
my whole thing with this is look, yeah, I mean, I think personally Woody Allen is not a good person, with all the shit that, he's done. I don't, all that shit speaks for itself, I feel like. But,
you didn't
you
think his Bill
know,
Maher podcast redeemed him at all?
was he on the Bill Maher
Yeah.
podcast?
He was on Club Random,
Oh my God, that's
and it
insane.
didn't help anything to me. Like I was
No,
like,
no, if you go on Bill Maher's show, you're just worse in everybody's eyes.
he
But
didn't say anything to like help him. Like he said some shit I vaguely agreed with, but it never like like, oh, you're
yeah.
wow, you turned to yourself. It's like, nope, it's just Woody Allen, still's Woody Allen, just
Yeah.
older.
But his thing is just so that's all, again, that speaks for itself. But God damn if he isn't one of the greatest, filmmakers to ever do it. I mean, and this is proof once again, it's just like really he would be one of my favorite directors if he wasn't such a creep because
But
I mean, just mastery of the fucking form here in this movie. Because yes, the direction is amazing. The screenplay is just goddamn immaculate. The comedy is on point. The characters are real, and it's just like. And Sam, I'm glad you mentioned it. Gordon Willis is one of my top five, maybe even top three favorite cinematographers of all time, and this is some of his best work. I mean, just unbelievable how well this is shot. And that the one scene that stands out to me the most is the scene on the pier at night, like where they're out there, like that, because his nickname was the Prince of Darkness because he always used very dark, almost no lighting, for a lot of his
like
stuff,
The
and he was
Godfather.
always able to make it look so gorgeous.
they mentioned The Godfather in this movie.
He
Yep.
literally says, "I'm standing here with the cast of The Godfather" as he's talking to Diane Keaton. That
Okay,
shit
see,
floored me this time.
so the first time I saw this, I didn't quite get he was being racist towards Italians. 'Cause, like when he says, "What is this, the meeting of the Teamsters?" I went look at my head this time. I went, "Is that an Italian joke?" And then he said, "I'm surrounded by two guys named Cheech," and I was like, "Wow, that is just Italian racism right there. This is what Tony Soprano was talking about."
Yep, exactly.
Uh,
But then it's just, the whole thing is so like and another thing about him too, this movie to me like really made me realize like he's also such a good actor. Like he doesn't get enough credit for his acting abilities because like not anyone because a lot of people say like oh he just plays himself in his movies and I'm just like okay but look at his comedic rhythm, his timing, the way he's able to just like not everybody can just play themselves. I mean, Jerry Seinfeld, God bless him, wasn't that good of an actor on his show. You know what I'm saying? Like he got the job done, but he wasn't like he couldn't do something like this.
Right.
Like where he's this good in something. And
I
so
mean,
I think
lest we forget the front.
yes, indeed.
So we know Woody Allen is a
I
good
refuse
actor.
to answer any of these questions, and you can go fuck yourself. But but yeah, and this came out a year after that. And the movie itself just I don't know, the whole thing was just so fu like all every individual scene is just like I don't know. The rhythm of it is so good and the like his character to me this time I gotta say really was obnoxious as shit to me and he just got on my goddamn nerves like especially towards the end but the best line in the movie
Okay.
to me I just have to bring this up the best line in the movie that just And it's the last line. It's the very last line, and it just hit me so hard because I was like, God damn, that's some real shit. Where he fucking goes, what is it he says? He's like, yeah, so yeah, I heard the joke about, the eggs or whatever, and it's just like that's kind of what relationships are. That's kind of what dating is. Like, why do you keep doing it? Well, because I guess we all just want the eggs or whatever he says, and I'm just like, God damn, like
Yeah.
that was some real shit. I was like,
Juxtaposing that to the very beginning where he's like, me and Annie broke up. We fell out of love like a year ago. Now I don't really know why it happened. It just kind of like fell out of our
Well,
hands, and it's just like, yeah,
because he has, I think that scene, one of the scenes that really stuck out to me this time was that scene where they meet after like a year and they're talking, and at that like outside at the restaurant, I'm like, wow, this scene, like I just glazed over it as a kid. Like I literally probably half paid attention to it because nothing funny was happening. But that's the point. Is
yeah.
it's like that's the real, the real like, damn, we haven't seen each other in this long. Who are we now? Kind of shit.
yeah.
And I just like how have we changed and all that. And I'm just like, yeah, this movie is so fucking real. Also, the one scene I want to bring up is when they're talking in the kitchen about her. Like she goes to her analysis and stuff. She's like, yeah, she told me I need to come like 10 times a week or something like that.
That
I was
shit
just
took
like
me off
talking
guard,
about
man.
penis envy and stuff. And I was just like, whoa, I don't
That
remember
shit,
this shit. That's
yeah.
low key real as fuck. But
That
like,
shit took
what?
me off
Yeah.
guard. I was like, what? And also, we want to talk about this movie's influence. We would not have a lot of these other rom-coms were it not for this movie. Like, we wouldn't have When Harry Met
I
Sally.
was about to say,
That
because that
scene where they're
opening
in the
scene.
yeah, that
Yeah.
scene where they're in the therapist's office is exactly like the scene from When Harry Met Sally. I was like, and just like that, they filmed that really right next to each other on the soundstage, and I'm just like, look at the influence that this movie has. I mean, so much stems from it.
And it's
I
so
mean,
like for an hour 33 minutes, so much is packed in it. But also you feel like you could stay in the world more, but you don't need to because you get all that like stuff just perfectly put in and like paste and like set up into where it's just like it fucking smacks. But what by the time you hit towards the second half of the movie, it's like, damn, like I've been a part of their relationship for so long.
yeah. And just the barbs he's getting in, like the whole Hollywood party segment was fucking hilarious. Just him like roasting the shit out of LA and everything was really funny, while also acknowledging, that at the time a lot of people were leaving New York because in the 70s it was a very rough place to
Yeah.
live.
Shout out Truman
So
Capote and his random cameo.
I know, yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, the whole thing was just also incredibly I just didn't remember. I'm like I guess I just didn't appreciate at the time how incredibly funny and creative it was. Like, God damn, that scene where they're talking to each other on the balcony and the subtitles come up underneath them and shit was fucking genius. I was like,
So
I don't remember this part, man. Like, this is
that
goddamn
so
amazing.
that's when I remembered, and like I kind of thought I was gonna be like whatever when it came around. It still made me laugh to this day. Like that one was one of the jokes I loved as a kid, and that still gets me. Because like I swear to God, do you guys never feel like you're having a conversation with somebody and it feels like that?
oh,
Every goddamn conversation I have feels like that. That's like just anyone who is nervous having conversations with people knows what that feels like. You're just like, whatever you're saying, you're thinking subconsciously, like, God damn it, I'm being stupid or whatever it is,
Oh,
It's
to me, it's like when you're well that too, but it's like also it's almost like you're both saying something, but you mean two different things, and you both kind of read that a little bit too. Like
good point. Good point.
you're like, okay, I know you're saying this, but this is what you mean,
Well,
despite
and not even
even if
just
you're having
that,
nervous,
not even just that, but like it's not even necessarily that's what the other person means. It's just you're nervous, like, oh, he thinks this or she thinks this, or that's what they're really thinking. And they may not even be, but that you're just nervous because you don't know. And, because I feel like a lot of what they were saying in the subtitles, the other person wasn't necessarily thinking, but it's just their insecurities kind of coming out and everything. And also just again, I don't know, like there were just so many elements of it that I just didn't, I guess, appreciate before. Like just the dynamic of their relationship just felt so much like realer and more vivid to me this time. Like him he was getting on my nerves at a lot of parts, just like making her take the fucking adult education classes because he clearly thinks she's stupid, and I'm just like, fuck off, bro. Like, come on.
well, he does that with everyone too, though, and I will say that's why he liked Danny, I think, because he does that shit with you see, he does that with everyone a little bit. He like tries to be above them, and she actually seemed like she was above him a little bit at points
In a lot of ways. I
in a
mean,
lot of
like,
ways.
not in terms of like, how much, like, clearly he, like, knows a lot about a lot of things, but that's the thing is like that doesn't necessarily make you smart. There's a difference between being smart and knowing shit, if that makes sense. You
Yeah.
know, like you can read a bunch of shit and memorize it and have it in your head. That doesn't mean you're smart. Like he's clearly just kind of like a bit of a pretentious gas bag for a lot of the movie, where she's
Well,
actually like a decent person compared to him and just, has common sense about things.
I will give him this though. He does because as a kid, I didn't really know what this meant. Now I get it as a more of as an adult. Like he mentioned pseudo intellectuals a lot, and like I used to like be concerned that I was one of those because I was like I really don't know a lot of stuff, but I know stuff like he does. And I'm like, no, I know the difference now because I've met people who talk shit or talk about like they know what they're talking about, and then you ask them one question and it becomes very evident they're just fucking bullshitting you.
Yeah,
And
when
it's
when
like
they can't just
Woody Allen at least does have like some you can talk to him probably and he will not just be like I'm bullshitting you.
when they
A
can't just
little bit.
regurgitate the shit that they've memorized. It's like that dude from Good Will Hunting in
Will
this
Hunting.
movie. Yeah, like he
Yes.
fucking is going around acting like he's smart, but he just memorized a
About
fucking textbook. Yeah, like Matt Damon, what do you just fucking regurgitate that, going around to bars and trying to
Gordon
impress
Wood.
people and shit?
Have you ever heard Vicus? You heard
Because
Vicus yet?
yeah.
I do
Um,
side note, I do want to shout out another death that happened very recently. In the beginning of this movie, there's a couple shots that have Kiss posters behind them because they were like,
yes,
R.I.P. Ace Frehley.
Ace
even though
Frehley.
he was a piece of shit, R.I.P.
So are all of them, I'm sure.
All of
It's
them
the
were,
80s.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, guys. I can
Gene
say
Simmons
this.
is
I
about the
can say
worst
this,
person ever, so
guys. I can say this very safely. After wearing the Cat in the Hat makeup last week for like 2 hours, if I had to be in an 80s rock band, wear that fucking makeup on tour every single night and be sweating on stage, I'd be a fucking asshole too. I'd be a terrible person.
But
I,
as
I would
all
be
assholes
anti-Semitic as
do,
fuck.
they create great art. And
kind of like
R.I.P.
Woody
to
No,
Allen.
another
to
one.
quote to your point earlier, I'm glad you brought that up. To quote the studio, uh, why are all the greatest artists perverts? And I'm like, so true. Jesus
But you
Christ.
know who you know who wasn't though? Diane goddamn Keaton. She was a real one. And
No, she was erotic, not a pervert. There's a difference.
yes, big difference. And also I
Uh,
just have to say, another
any
RIP.
age, any time, any year. I don't think I came up with.
Um
I don't think I took notes for this movie. Actually, is how like much I was
well,
paying
you've seen it
attention
a
to it.
thousand times,
The
so
only episode I don't think I took any notes for any of the three movies because like it's in the fucking
oh,
dome.
we didn't need notes for this for the Spanish prisoner.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
needed notes for the Spanish prison.
But
Fuck!
real quick,
I
I just
didn't see the ending. I need to rewatch. I need to. Fuck.
What?
you
Sorry.
didn't see the ending of the movie?
I woke up to the credits. Like, and I think I had like 10
Matt.
minutes left.
The
I was
best part of
running
the
on
whole
zero
fucking
sleep.
movie. The best part of the whole fucking
When you
movie.
said Jackson, your review, I was like, I don't remember that line, and I swear to God, that's
Matt,
probably
stop
like
the movie. Stop the podcast right now and go finish the goddamn movie. Like,
I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it up real quick while we're talking. Keep talking about Annie Hall though, or
Jesus
finish it
Christ.
up. I just know because I told myself I was gonna rewatch the ending because it's like 10 minutes. I'm not even like that. It wasn't even that much time. I just closed my eyes, like literally, I just went like this, and then I opened them, and I was like, "Fuck." Then I went, well, I gotta go to bed now.
For shame. For
Well,
shame.
real
Okay,
quick, just
for
to, just
shame.
to
I get up at 11:45 p.m. I get off at 10 a.m. Okay, I watch this at like 2 p.m. Just for reference, and my brain fucking hurts from this job. I'm not physically exhausted. My brain is on fire
real
every
quick,
day.
I have to give another RIP to somebody else in this movie who also died earlier this year, and that is an extremely underrated actor, Mr. Tony Roberts, who played.
Amen.
R.I.P. He was a
Yeah,
great
because
addition. Such a
he
presence.
he's one of those actors who just everything he was in, he was so great, always so underrated. Was great in this, was great in a lot of Woody Allen movies. Played Against Sam, a lot of other ones. Was great in
Taking the
Serpico.
Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Oh, was
Amen.
he in that? I never
Yep.
saw that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, I
Um,
love Tony. Like, actually, I agree with you. I didn't even because like every time I've seen this movie, I think I like Tony Roberts more than I do fucking Woody Allen at points, and I know Tony Roberts
yeah.
is terrible
I
in this
love the
at some
scene
points.
where he puts on the hood and he's like, apparently that was improv by Woody Allen, where he goes, "What are we driving through plutonium?" Because he didn't know he was going to put that on. So, but yeah, that was fucking hilarious. And what a great actor he was. I remember because the first thing I ever saw him in was Played Against Sam, which is probably his best part. out of everything I've seen. And then I remember like I didn't even know his name yet at that point. And then I remember watching Serpico and just being like, "Holy shit, that's the guy from Playing Against Sam. What the fuck?" And then looked him up, and ever since everything I've seen him in, I'm like, "All right, cool. Like he's a great actor." And of course, I'm just gonna give a little tribute to Diane Keaton real quick. Like, holy Christ! I mean, one of the greatest, one of the most original, one of the most charming, one of the most just unique actors in history. I mean, just absolutely one of a fucking kind. Really just crushed it in everything she ever did. Um,
I
Jack,
gotta
I want to
bring
say
up
I'm a
to your
little
point.
disappointed. Sorry, you can go, Matt.
Well, I was just gonna say I gotta bring up something's got to give because that
I've
to
never seen
me,
that. I need to see
haven't
that.
seen
if
it
you guys
either.
have, okay, I was gonna say if you guys haven't, I highly recommend it, Jackson. I kind of wish you had picked it, but I'm glad you picked Annie Hall now that we've talked about it. But like her performance in that goddamn movie is so good. She reminds me of like people I fucking know in life, and there's just some scenes with her and Jack Nicholson that are just like they are like it's like 2006, 2008, but they are fucking great like together, even in their like they are like perfect. And I don't know, her in that movie, key like great. Sam, you go for it.
I was a little disappointed that you didn't pick Book Club or something like that, Jackson, because I was hoping you'd replace the holiday trilogy with another like set of just fucking wild ass.
Hey, then we got to go 80 for Brady and
And
all the other
Palms.
ones and Palms. Yep.
Mac and Rita.
I'd
Um,
actually I'd rewatch 80 for Brady again. That shit was
I don't know
good.
if I'd have as much fun with those as I did with the Gary Marshall trilogy, but we'll see what
Oh, I'm
happens.
sure.
Have you seen 80 for Brady?
No.
Oh, okay. Then I, based on everything else, that movie is like actually kind of fun.
I haven't
It's
seen
a
it.
You're gonna
wild
have
ass
fun.
premise. Get
I
seeing
Yeah,
those.
it's just
watched their
fun.
last movie though, with Alfre Woodard and Kathy Bates. It's something about a
Camp,
summer
the
camp. Yeah,
summer.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
almost
yeah, yeah.
auditioned for that as an
Whoa.
extra. It was like I can't. It was at school. It was at UNCG. They put out a thing and they're like, hey, they're doing auditions for extras for this movie shooting in North Carolina. And I literally considered putting my like audition tape in to be an extra for that movie. I didn't, but I thought about it.
You would have met
That's
Eugene Levy.
wild.
I know. I was like, shit. But I also probably wouldn't have gotten it because I looked fucking gross.
You're like Al Pacino. You regret not hitting that while you had the chance.
I would have hit all three at the same time. Shit.
Lemon
Call that a lemonade party,
party.
bitch. It's not lemon because it's lemonade because I'm swimming in the juice.
But yeah, I was about to do a transition, but that's your job. I was going to say, speaking of Lemon Party,
Well,
one of the actors in Shortcuts.
we'll get there in a second because shortcuts is last. We're moving
Okay.
on. Yeah, short.
Please finish the movie first before we talk about Spanish Prisoner.
Well, it's like it's doing the fucking ads right now, and then I got to skip to the end. But we are moving to Spanish Prisoner. However, while Sam is talking about it, I will literally be watching the last bit of it with subtitles on as I listen.
Well,
And feel free to spoil it.
I'm gonna spoil a fucking line to start off because of this, Matt. It's back to the range for you, my friend. Okay.
Is that the only comedic line Steve Martin has in this movie? Not only
Steve
comedic,
Martin doesn't say it.
Oh, Steve Martin doesn't say it.
it's the I don't remember his fucking
You'll
name.
find
That
out.
the main dude?
No.
Just watch it. Just watch it, Matt.
Okay.
All
Ben
right,
Gazzara?
folks. Picture this. It's now a tradition on this podcast that we will be upholding to our highest to put David Mamet in our fucking season intro. And what did I pick? One of the most elusive David Mamet films I've been trying to hunt down for years. A movie that I knew almost nothing except for a bunch of stills of the very beginning of this movie, which I thought the whole movie took place in. But we'll start at the beginning. You're fucking Campbell Scott, and you got the Riz, you got the secret formula, you got the process, and you're gonna change the world with this process. Ricky Jay has all the faith in you. He's ready to be your right hand man. Only you and him have the keys to the formula, but
The Krabby Patty formula.
the Krabby Patty formula. And you are working for none other than Mr. Ben Gazzara, a goat amongst all goats. And he wants to make sure that process doesn't get in the wrong hands. And in that time of which your life is about to change, you're about to enter a new fucking tax bracket, bro. What
Yeah.
happened?
But you know what? You also fucking hate rich people, so
You
maybe
also
it's a
hate
little bit
rich
better.
people. You have a
Apparently.
very deep rooted hatred for rich people. Um, you're in the Bahamas or whatever the fuck. You're in on this little tropical island, and you witness a plane coming down, and who comes out of it? Steve goddamn fucking Martin. But little do you know, he might not have been on that plane to begin with. Where did he come from? Where did he go? I don't really know, but I love to sing Cotton Eye Joe. And this movie is the journey in which the process is in the realm of all of these hands, and you are the sole person who is getting fucking played like a goddamn fiddle, and you are being told what you are. You are being told what is going to happen to you, and you are being told what has already happened to you, even if you don't know if that really happened to you or not. It's one giant fucking mind fuck. And the Spanish prisoner takes you to the biggest through line joke to ever exist, and that is
Matt doesn't understand yet and
Matt doesn't
won't until he
understand
finishes the film.
What the fuck am I missing? Like, wait, in 10 minutes, does the whole
Yeah,
film change?
Matt,
The
you don't
whole
understand
fucking
how
movie
much the movie
changes.
comes together in the last 10 minutes. To the point where I feel like we shouldn't even keep going until you're done.
No, it's
Because
okay. Because I did not look up anything about this movie. I knew it was David Mamet. That was it. Didn't look who was in it. Didn't look what it was about. Didn't know this was a Steve Martin being serious role.
Steve Martin being
Uh,
serious.
didn't know that he was
Very
getting played. I honestly had no fucking clue that I didn't know that was the whole crux of the movie. I thought they were just going to become friends.
And Matt, your words
And
have
I
come back.
was,
Rebecca Pigeon is in this movie.
yeah,
yes.
your arch nemesis.
No, actually, okay, I can't wait to talk about this. I think I have this, like, he almost did the exact opposite of what I fucking said in Staten Maine for
I
this goddamn
goddamn
movie.
said it. I said it to Sam. I said, I think the fact that she's well, how far are you into the movie?
I either have like I'm literally they're on the boat right now. He's got
Okay,
his
so the
arm.
fact that so you know she's a bad guy. Like
Yes.
the fact that
And
she's
there's Steve Martin. Jesus Christ. Okay.
okay,
Fuck.
let's just let him watch.
This will be the first time we live stream a movie on the podcast.
Yeah.
Let's just let him watch.
I need the volume all the
So
way
how
up.
does it end?
You gotta watch, Matt.
Oh,
No fucking shit. They're gonna do that to him.
hey, nobody likes an Irish, okay?
Not
Especially
Long
on St.
Martin.
Patty's Day.
That's not Steve Martin. That's Long Martin. Okay.
Long and tall in that trench coat.
I told myself if I ever meet him and Martin Short at the same time, and I meet Martin Short first, I'm gonna like say Martin Short, and you must be Long Martin, and just see what they say. If they're like pissed or if they laugh. I don't
feel
know.
like we'd laugh.
Well, Matt's quickly doing this. I want to shout out Carter fucking Burwell, one of the greatest composers to ever exist.
Only murders on the boat,
Goddamn
bitch.
tone.
Sorry. I love Only Murders of the Building, and this. We'll get
I
into
just want
it.
to. I want to make sure Matt hears this line though.
Oh yeah. Let me go get some more coffee.
Steve Martin walking like Michael Myers, like this dude isn't trying to jump off the fucking boat. I would have just jumped off the boat and started swimming.
That's what I said when we were watching it. Yeah.
Literally, because what are they gonna do?
Boat.
Start trying to like they shoot. Everyone's gonna see that shit, and it's not gonna look like a suicide.
Mm-hmm.
How do you shoot yourself while you're swimming?
Literally, yeah, literally.
Yeah, see, this is the David Mamet that I thought it would like. I don't know. We'll get into it.
I can hear the dialogue.
They put it in a CD-ROM and a Swiss bank account.
Patty, bitch, Saint Patty.
Kind of pissed me off they put the ship horn over that. Like we weren't supposed to hear it, even though the subtitles clearly said what he was doing.
Oh, I think we were supposed to kind
Oh
of.
shit, the FBI agent. Oh my god. I was not expecting that turn. What the hell? What the fuck? Okay, I swear to God. Is it she that says it? Is it the agent? FBI
Maybe.
agent? Oh my God. I was not expecting that at all. Shit, Steve Martin's high as hell right now. Okay, that's a great fucking line.
Guess it's
That
back
is
to
not.
the range.
Sam and I literally lost our goddamn shit when she said that when we watched it. So
That is great. Okay, you guys are so right. I literally fell asleep. I think I saw them get on the boat, and I closed my fucking eyeballs. Woke up to the credits, and I was kind of like, "Damn, I'll just rewatch it right before the podcast." But
Better to have the live reaction.
yeah, that's probably going to be the cold open. Honestly, it's just your live reaction to it.
My
But now,
favorite line comes after that.
oh yeah, you got to hear that.
is it? Okay, yeah, they're pulling up to the dock right now. When I saw Rebecca Pigeon in this, I was like, "Hey, return!" But then I rolled my eyes after I remembered.
Well, in a second, I'm going
And
to tell you the joke that we made that apparently ended up being true.
I feel like I didn't look this up at all, but I feel like Steve Martin probably got clowned for this role.
And I feel like he did too, which is
I didn't look it up, but I just assume.
I would hope not, because he's really good in it.
the whole.
I know, but I feel like at the time people probably went, "Why the fuck is he doing this?"
Well, that's why nobody saw the movie at the time, because they're like, "Why is he in a drama? What the fuck?"
Exactly. See, that's where I was like, I think he's great in this. I agree. I don't know, Sam. What was your line that you liked? I don't know if there's more left to this because they're doing the shot that looks like the end of the movie. Looks like a final shot.
Never look once at a Japanese tourist.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the through line of that fucking movie is the
Yeah, so
Japanese
that's
tourists are there the whole fucking time.
We
Okay.
lost our
Movie's
fucking
done.
minds at the end of the movie. So Matt just finished it. And so the joke I was gonna make, first of all, is me and Sam, okay, so we saw this together while we were doing some documentary filming recently and had a great time. And the joke that I made, because when Rebecca Pigeon first showed up, I was like, "Oh, Matt's nemesis, he's gonna hate her again." And then towards the end, when it turned out she was a bad guy, I was like, honestly, I think Matt's gonna like her now that she's like a bad guy or whatever. That's my theory. And
I'm
you,
not lying. Yeah, like literally, I was like, "Yo, fucking great turn." She didn't annoy the fucking hell out of me at all this movie. I was like, "Okay, thank you," and I was like, "I just blame David Mamet for giving you an annoying ass character in a fucking movie that is not it was like the exact opposite of this movie as
yeah,
far as his writing goes, like the pacing. I mean, obviously, the whole movie is not a rom com, funny. It's like literally a drama that it has some humor in it, and the writing is so fucking good. Sam,
yeah.
this is your movie. I'll let you finish up, but
One
yeah.
insane rug pull after another. And the fucking like stuff that they set up all comes back and it just fucking hits so hard. Like when she's like at the beginning getting her camera through and she's like, "Oh, is it gonna ruin the the film?" And then she sends her bag through and then later she gives him the camera bag to take and he doesn't check it. And of course there's a fucking gun in it. And like the whole airport scene where he like helps that lady to just cut through the line and then but he doesn't know that there's a gun in the bag and then so
And that his ticket is to Venezuela that she gave him.
he signed the fucking Venezuelan asylum request when he thought he was getting the gold membership status to the nightclub that wasn't really a nightclub. Fucking Clark Gregg and
Ben Gazzara, or no, who else?
Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill in this movie.
Just random ass cameo.
I thought Ed O'Neill was like another Steve Martin. They're trying to cast comedians or like people who are generally funny. Because I know Ed O'Neill has done serious shit, but he was probably known for Married with Children at the time. So I would assume that was around the time, I think.
Yeah. I like how Mamet was going against type for a lot of these actors.
Ricky fucking Jay had some of the hardest lines to ever exist.
Every line out of Ricky Jay's goddamn mouth was a 10 out of 10.
I can't remember it. We were talking about it, Jackson, but the line where he's like, "Don't trust a job that makes you change your clothes." And all
Yeah.
And then Ben
fucking-
Gazzara. Okay, actually,
anyone
well, that's
anyone like, what do they say? Like if you go on a business trip and you don't show up, nobody misses you or something like that. Like every line out of his goddamn mouth was a banger.
And I think Rebecca Pigeon said this line, but the only one of the few things I've written down for this movie, which does sound like a David Mamet, a little bit from State and Main line, but like still worked for this movie, which makes a lot more sense as who in the world is what they seem.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yep, that is a great
Never
line.
trust a straight.
I wrote that down before I knew she was the fucking bad guy too. I was like, that's a good line. And I
Yeah.
was just like, I fucking forget how good he is.
God, the whole beginning where Dave or Steve Martin keeps trying to set him up with his sister. Jackson and I were just piecing it apart, trying to figure out like I was
Well,
at
did
the
you guys
get-go
know he was getting
like,
scammed by in the opening, like before you watched it?
No. I knew nothing
Oh,
about this movie whatsoever.
so
I
we all went
literally
in like
had,
super blind.
yeah,
yeah.
Because
completely
I really thought
blind.
it was going to be Steve Martin and him like getting having a friendship or something. And like, granted, it's going to be like a weird thriller, but like, I didn't expect Steve Martin to be a con man like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I didn't know
That
I knew there was something off about Steve Martin. Like when he fucking, is being all like, you didn't bring her the package or whatever. I'm like, oh, this guy's fucking off. And so, but I didn't expect like, because again, I literally knew absolutely zero about this movie. I'd never heard of it before Sam picked it. I didn't look anything up about it. So yeah, I went in blind, and I'm telling you, man, I know Mamet is the master of this, so it shouldn't surprise me. But the goddamn rug pulls in this movie just
a verbal contract is
floored
not
me
worth the paper it's written on, bitch.
floored me.
I
I
need
mean,
that in
like
writing.
when he's in the fucking police station, because like every single rug pull was just getting me more and more and more and more. And the big one that got me, I swear, when he hands him that piece of paper and is like, "Is that your signature?" Yes, yeah. What? So what? He's like, "This is a request for Venezuelan asylum, and you just told me you signed your name." I was
Yeah,
like, but like nobody has ever been played in human history as much as this guy's been played right now. It was fucking insane.
and you feel bad because he is like, so it's Scott Campbell, right? That's the main dude.
Campbell Scott.
Campbell Scott. I don't think I've seen him in many other things. I might have. His face looked familiar.
He's a Where's
I thought
Waldo actor. He's been in so many fucking, but
he could
Royal
have been
Pays,
Waldo. He looks like he could have been like if
he's
he
in
put a
Royal
beanie in
Pays.
that on that motherfucker, he could have been Waldo. But I swear to God, he was killing it. I was like, who is this guy? Why do I feel for him? Like, why do I feel like he's a good dude? And like, because like when that scene you're talking about, Jackson, when Steve Martin's being weird, and he's like, you didn't bring her the book, and he's like, he gets mad, and he's like, are you gonna accuse me of not being courteous? Like, I was like, yo, that's like, I respect that because like, don't fucking say I'm not a good person. That's all he was. He's like, I'm courteous. I would have done it right if you'd told me that. You
Such a
didn't.
badass scene where he stands up for himself against all those lawyers who are kind of like pressuring him to like re-sign his contract.
Yeah, like
But
I
also,
was.
he should have just re-signed the contract. He would have been fine.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
again, such a
it's
great
so
like
fair
it
though.
makes you
But
think
dog
so
my
much.
cat.
It makes you think so much that Ben Gazzara is the bad guy, but then you see in his last scene, like, oh no, he really isn't. Because if
And
you
him,
look
and him
back at
breaking
it,
down
It's
and
genius on
crying.
David Mamet for casting Ben Gazzara because he's always the bad guy.
mhm.
Yeah.
So it's like the audience is immediately gonna be like, yeah, he probably is the bad dude because
And
he's
everyone
always the
loves
bad guy.
Steve Martin, so they're not going to suspect him of being a con man. So,
Literally, it's like genius casting.
mhm.
Honestly, when I was watching this, I was surprised because like I've been watching Only Murders, and I do not I recommend that always. That
Yeah.
show is every season. This season, so fucking good, Jackson. I got to send you this clip. Christoph Waltz is in it,
Oh
and he
God.
has the best line reading since Tarantino. He just says, "You motherfuckers beat us." And I swear to God, the way he says it just had me dying on the floor to the fact that me and my aunt rewinded it twice just to listen to him say it. And
Which,
I'm like,
speaking of which, I can't emphasize enough when the Japanese lady goes, "Well, I guess it's back to the range for me." Me and Sam just like fell over in our seats laughing. It was so goddamn random.
that. Well, no, it makes you know what that means, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because like she just missed. She like
but
the
it was
fact
the
that she.
accent that got
Yeah.
us, that threw us off. Yeah.
Well, of course, the Asian dude, when he's like, "What are you gonna do? Take it back to Japan?" And he goes, "U.S. Marshals." Actually,
Yeah.
that shit killed me. I was
I
just like,
know.
"God damn it!"
And just the through line of like you see the Japanese tourists throughout the whole movie, and they keep
You
just
do?
like
Yeah,
yeah,
they're
the
I
entire
didn't
movie.
every single
I
scene
don't.
they appear.
The
And
That is
entire movie,
crazy.
they're
Martin hates
always
them. He
there.
actively
I
is
need
like,
to
I hate
rewatch that shit
Japanese tourists.
now.
Yeah, that
Oh, I
was
need
the
to
thing. We
rewatch the
kept
movie eventually,
making
not
well
right now,
because
but that sounds great. I didn't point that out.
Sam kept making the joke of like, oh, the only Japanese people we're going to see are going to be extras in the movie. And every single scene they were just extras there in either the background or the foreground, and you just saw them walking
Doing
by.
tourist shit, taking
And
photos.
so we kept making jokes. We kept noting that every time we saw them. And then there's the line where Steve Martin goes like, they
The,
should just have a scrapbook or whatever of pictures
they
of Japanese
did. He
tourists
does
taking
say that.
pictures. Yeah.
I remember
And
that line. That is
mhm.
insane. I
And
didn't
so
think.
we kept noting that. And so then when at the end of the movie, the Japanese people saved the fucking day. We lost our goddamn minds because we were like, oh my God, David Mamet's a genius. Like
Technically,
that was there the whole movie. He was setting it up.
But the scene
Um,
where he comes in to Steve Martin's like car shop, and Steve Martin's just a complete fucking dick to him, and then the whole like that's the game he was playing. Like you did me wrong. Oh wait, no, I actually fucked up. So now I need feel like some sense of debt towards you, and I need to kind of fix this. But that was him luring him in to like slowly like get him trapped.
yeah,
the manipulation game on this movie is insane, and it's more
insane.
it's on levels too that I didn't really think about when I was watching because I was so fucking tired. But now the more that I'm like thinking about it and replaying it, I'm like, and you guys mentioned the Japanese tourist. I'm like, yeah, this he's playing us too. Like
Yeah,
we are
the
a
whole
part
time.
of this manipulation the whole time, which is genius.
And you
Yeah.
think that like Ben Gazzara is like slowly taking them out because like you think Ricky Jay just gets sick because they got him sick and all this other kind of stuff that like adds up, and then it's like, oh no, the fact that he's a good guy is just fucking insane. And him breaking down crying when he's like, this is my legacy to my family and it's ruined now and everything is just so crushing.
And again, when you look back at it, like Ben Gazzara never really like he just says like you're gonna get paid, just be patient, don't worry, you know. And you interpret that as oh he's gonna fucking screw him, but no, he's just like
Because
just
Steve
wait.
Martin put that in your head earlier. He was
Exactly.
like about the business thing, so he puts that in your head, and you're like, "Fuck, maybe he's
Jackson
right."
and I lost our shit though when Steve Martin on the phone calls out the process and we're like, he's not supposed to know what that's called. And then that's
Yeah.
like when it starts to like the seams
Become
start to
obvious.
unravel and you're just
We
piecing
also
what
lost
happened.
our shit when I don't remember the last time I saw Sam laugh that hard when they're in the car and Rebecca Pigeon goes, "You fucking Mick piece of shit." And we just fucking lost our minds. Because it was just so out of nowhere and it was like, what? And then she says something like, "It's St. Patrick's Day in Boston. No one's gonna look twice at an Irish guy in an airport," or something like that. And we're
Yeah.
just like the lines in this are
Oh,
insane.
oh,
We got less than a minute left.
Okay.
shit. Just a
Yeah, he was
random
in it.
ass
He
fucking
was one of the
Yes,
traffic cops. Yeah.
there's
young
so
ass
many
man.
returns this episode. I feel like,
hmm
Mm.
especially the next one is going to be insane.
Oh yeah.
To
But
get back to
Spanish prison.
Espanol jail. I don't know what
Going
the
in,
fuck prisoner
so
is in Spanish.
all I knew, Matt, was stills from this movie, but all the stills I saw were on the fucking island. And so I assumed that the whole movie was they're stuck on the island and they need to get out because they're the Spanish prisoners. But no,
Española prisionero.
there you go.
I'm in.
There
But the
we go.
Spanish prisoner is a character we don't even really like see at all or get or like, talk.
Because we
And
are the
that's the
Spanish
woman.
prisoner.
That's his sister that he needs to get free from the Spanish government.
Well, no, the Spanish prisoner is the name of the con that he's doing.
Ah, well, yes, yeah.
It involves, yes, it
Pretending your
involves
sister.
that. Correct. But that is just the name of the con.
Ed O'Neill says the title.
Yes, he does. And I was
Very
so
fitting.
hyped about that. I was drinking a Voodoo Ranger while we were watching it, Matt. And I was
Yes, he
so
was. He
hyped.
was paying tribute to
Voodoo,
you.
yes, Voodoo Ranger.
Specifically Juice
It is
WRLD.
season 3 of the 3 for 3 podcast. We've been going for a little over a year, and I've been drinking your beer about every podcast.
It's about goddamn
If-
time you started giving us money for
I
this.
was
Come
about to
on.
say, please, if the audience cares enough, they will start commenting on Voodoo Ranger, and they will comment the 3 for 3 podcast, and they'll comment this screenshot right here. And then let them know that I want to be sponsored by them and just get free beer. They don't even have to pay us yet until we start making sales. Because we will
Yes. Which we will.
replace this face and have each one of our faces on one of the cans.
Oh, I
You'll
would
sell
lose my
10 times
mind.
more Voodoo Ranger.
I would lose my mind if that happened.
Me too.
I'm saying Voodoo Ranger, all 3 different flavors of the 3 for 3 podcast. And it's our faces,
yes.
but like zombie fight a little bit with the freaking gold tooth.
We're giving them an ad right now and they're not even paying us. Come on, Voodoo Ranger. Get with it.
Want you.
I'm a professional now, guys. We're doing this.
One of the best
Yes.
beers on the market, one of the best podcasts on the market. It only
Hey.
makes sense.
Just saying.
The worse shit gets in the world, the more people need to drink high volume beer
So come on, hit us
And
up, boys.
high quality.
and high quality.
We got to clarify that.
Yeah. Do you want to
Um,
have? Do you want to have the do you want to feel like you drank whiskey at the end of the night, but you had a beer? Voodoo Ranger.
There you go.
Leave fucking Patrick Bateman alone, you fuck. I'm just gonna throw a shirt at him.
Well,
pussy-
He's got a grudge against him because he tried to feed him into an ATM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, I have the American Psycho pin set, and one of the pins says "Feed me a stray cat,"
Yep.
and I'm just like, oh, I want to wear that to work so bad.
hmm
But they said no, or Cinemark said no. I actually might get away with that at the new job because everyone's pretty fucking chill. But
But I just have this to say about The Spanish Prisoner.
Spanish.
It was fantastic. Of the two Mamet films we've had on the podcast, this is only my second Mamet directed film that I've seen. The other was State of Maine. Of the two, I actually did like this one better. I really like State and Maine a lot, but I did like this
I know
one
you do.
better.
I'm so glad you
Um,
guys enjoyed this one better because I did too. I felt like, also, I want to say, I did not have the same gripe I did with State and Maine with the dialogue in this fucking movie.
Oh, this
At
well,
one
all.
also
me and
doesn't
Sam were
like
talking about it, and we were like, this one, because State and Maine, while I enjoyed, I did
It
agree.
makes sense
It,
for
it
the
felt
dialogue
like
in
it,
that
but no,
movie.
but State and Maine, as much as I liked it, did feel like a play. And me and Sam were talking about that this time, and we're like, I don't see how this could be a play. Like this is a movie, Like this feels
Yep.
like more like a movie than that one did.
gorgeously fucking shot by Gabriel Fierstein.
Mm-hmm.
I can't pronounce that name.
Berenstain, I believe.
Fierstein.
Yeah. And Carter Burwell, yes, great music from
Yeah.
Carter Burwell.
It's just like everything came together so fucking well. And like the fact that like you can film, I was talking to Jackson about this, like I just couldn't imagine New York having that kind of personal like feeling and that like kind of non-overwhelming kind of aspect. But Jackson made a very good point, like some of the outer sides and like people who live there, they see people they know on the streets and that kind
That's
of
another kind. That's a connection between this and Annie Hall, both set in New York. And
Well, both at New York, and then have moments where they go to another place,
yeah,
to a tropical place. That place,
indeed.
and one of them may be the place we're about to go to.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But one thing I do feel I have to mention is I haven't talked enough about the actors yet. Campbell Scott, this is going to be just how I see him from now on. Just I've seen him in so many things, not like sometimes in big parts, sometimes in small parts. Like I said, he's a Where's Waldo actor. He was in Matt, you saw Nona's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in that.
Nona's.
He was the food critic guy on the TV.
Yeah.
Okay, see that he is a Where's Waldo actor because I
Yep.
don't think I would have like I probably like, saw his face too. And was like, I know that guy, I've seen him and stuff. And like when
I
I saw this,
remember-
I had the same reaction. I was like, I know I've seen this dude, but I looked him up.
I remember
Oh,
watching.
he is their
Damn.
Uncle Ben.
I remember watching Nona's and being like squinting really hard. I was like, is that Campbell Scott? Like what the fuck? It took me a second, but for the longest time, the way I've seen him is, Peter, Peter, I'm your father, Peter. I'm your father, and there's so much you need to understand, Peter. Not the best part.
Well, okay, that's not his fault.
Yeah.
I
No,
come
that
from
wasn't his
him
fault.
in Royal Pains, where he is a
He's in Royal Pains?
despicable- Yeah, he's like the
I
main-
wanted to see that show as a kid. I was too into Burn Notice at the time, though.
Heard.
But he's a great actor, and he kills it in
USA.
this shit. And Steve Martin, goddamn, I did not know he was in this. I didn't know he was going to be just dead serious in this movie. He is so good in this. Rebecca Pidgeon is great. Ben Gazzara, so many. Felicity Huffman, who we haven't mentioned yet, was really good
So-
in this. And
Steve
fucking
Martin.
say what?
I just want to throw out Steve Martin because I had the same thing where I was like, oh, he's being serious, and I was kind of worried about it in the beginning because I could kind of tell like after two scenes that this was like not going to be his, it was going to be a different role, and I was almost like, oh shit. But then he would do funny shit and still like do it right, like where it's not him, like it's not Steve Martin funny, it's like just normal funny, and I was just like, damn, like he is a good actor, and I'm just gonna
And
let you take it
then-
away again.
And then me and Sam's favorite person in the movie was Ricky Jay. He just I
Ricky
was
Jay was
so
good.
mad when he died because I was like, God damn it, he was my favorite part. Like every fucking line out of his mouth. It was Sam's favorite line that he had was someone put a thief into my head to steal my brain or whatever. He was hung over the next morning. It's
Yep.
fucking hard as shit, every line he had. But
The lines that go off.
underrated actor, Ricky Jay. But he and Felicity Huffman, both from Magnolia, and they're both in
Yeah.
this as well. So,
Fuck yeah.
and I'm going to go ahead and start on the season 3 premiere. I'm going to start the next year's trend of thirsting over ladies. Felicity Huffman can goddamn get it. So,
Really?
I'm gonna
Oh
be thirsting over
God,
men.
yes.
Steve Martin and Campbell Scott could both get it at the same time.
Oh, Campbell Scott can get, yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna pivot and say Rebecca Pidgeon this time.
Oh, shit.
Only because I like the double crossing, It's like, I don't know who this bitch is.
I love the
That shit
character-
grips.
Used to it.
That shit grips.
I love the character
you know a
arc here.
sociopathic bitch has a
I
I can't.
fucking said it. I fucking said it to myself. I was like, Matt, I don't know. I have a feeling Matt is gonna like her more now that she's a bad guy. Now that she's like a terrorist con artist person.
Yep. It reads more on the face. I'm not as less, less suspension of disbelief on my end.
Yeah. But yeah, it this time because yeah, now this time it's not a quaint love story with somebody, it's she's fucking somebody over. So she's fucking over Campbell Scott. It's totally different than the last time we saw her.
You can
So
fuck me over Campbell Scott.
amen,
Hell
brother.
yeah.
That one you might be able to leave in.
Oh,
I'll
definitely
leave that
leave
in for
one
sure.
in. Definitely leave that in. We are a
I don't think I'm
pro-pegging-
gonna get fired for that one.
We are a pro-pegging podcast. I do want to stress like how much fun this movie is. Like as serious as parts of it is, it's just a ride, and you just are there picking
It
apart
is.
all the little like details and trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And
He leaves
I
a
really-
trail of crumbs throughout the whole movie where you can track it all.
Mhm.
I'm not
I
gonna
remember
lie.
saying, I remember just real quick, I just remember saying when he's talking to Felicity Huffman in the restaurant, and he's telling her about the process, and she's like, "Well, don't if it's that big of a deal, I don't want to know about it. It's best that you don't tell me." And I remember saying to Sam, like, "What kind of FBI agent says I don't want to know about the potentially illegal thing? Like, what is she like? What kind of FBI agent?"
Yeah.
And then later on, it's like, "God damn it, it's because she wasn't an FBI agent. Like, he's leaving the trail of crumbs for you. It's like it's all there."
And the paranoia of you like worried that someone's gonna take the process, but it's already taken. And when he's like waiting and then like does the phone call, sets it on top, and is like all panicked and nervous.
Yep.
Out of curiosity, what I was gonna say is because for a second, I really thought the whole movie was gonna like be set in the Bahamas or like wherever they were at. For a second, I was like, is this whole movie just like the vacation? Because like the Spanish prisoner, I was like thinking at first, I was like,
Can't get back
oh,
into
he gets
America.
trapped there somehow, like, and there's a whole thing. And then the moment it went back to New York was when the whole movie kind of went, oh, this is gonna be way different than I expected. But I don't know what
And
you guys.
also that fucking line, it's like, what are you carrying? Like, where'd you hide the stash when Ricky Jay is talking about bringing the Cuban cigars back? And it's like, what is he like bringing back? And then you just get that book.
Right.
It's like, could be a bomb, could be something else, but it's the bomb of his life that went off.
Yeah.
And
Really
him
is.
ordering like the scene where he's like trying to order flowers for his sister, but then Rekka Pigeon keeps coming in and he's also trying to play her too, and is like, oh, never mind, don't forget about the flowers, and then like goes and does it and then tries to come back, and then she comes in again and he's like, never mind, and then just like leaves.
That's literally that low key made me laugh because I was like, yep, I don't know why. I was like, I get that.
Yeah.
Never mind. Cut that. Nope.
It's so
You didn't hear
playful
that.
at times, but also like not in a playful manner.
Yeah, well, I think that's what makes David Mamet so good, especially in this one. Like, there is moments where he's like just having fun. You can tell.
Yeah.
Like, there's like a couple like the lines like that back to the range for me. I just feel like that's a fun line. You're just like, because like honestly, did it add to the story? I mean, other than just being funny, not like didn't
Yeah.
reveal anything about the plot, but it was just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So
He's having fun, you're right. And it's funny though, because I looked this up afterwards. Not one cuss word is uttered in this movie, which is
It's rated
for
PG.
David Mamet though, that is like unheard of because his dialogue is usually very profanity laden.
Yeah.
It's like, and this is such a David Mamet script too, just the way it's written, but not one curse word is used in the entire film. And it's like I didn't even realize that till afterwards. I was like, wow, that's pretty
This
wild.
is one of those ones like you say, Jackson. I'm echoing you on this. I feel like I want people to watch this more.
Yes.
Like, because like I literally don't think people talk about this enough, and hopefully somebody will get on this trend like we've been seeing where people fucking post about the movies we talk about.
Underrated gem, this
It's
one.
been happening. It's
Got
been
a
fucking
fucking
happening.
Spanish prisoner up there on that list, especially yes, because damn.
And it's so cool
Look
to
at
have a
him.
movie, much like our next pick after this, to have it set over the course of like 3 or 4 days, and it just ramp.
But it ramps
Fucking
up on, and it's like a straight 3 or 4 days, pretty or ish.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's really well done. But do we have any more to say about this one?
fucking love it.
Can't we hop on a plane?
This is gonna be the big one, folks. We're all going out together.
Yes.
LA.
And I was about to say we got to hop on a plane and go to the West Coast because while the last ones were set in New York, primarily.
But Woody Allen did hop on a plane and go out
Yeah.
to the West Coast.
Yep.
Another
We are
connection.
there with him, and we are in LA with Robert Altman's fucking genius masterpiece, Shortcuts, which was my pick this week. To preface, before I begin the plot, which is going to take me maybe as long as Sam's Bow is Afraid, if I do it correctly.
Oh,
If I
goddamn.
don't do it correctly, it might be quick. I might try to not be super into it so we can actually have a full discussion about it, and I'll just synopsis the plot as much as
Here's
I
the
can.
plot.
Wait,
Robert Downey Jr. is a fucking cokehead, and he's so goddamn good in this movie. In the fucking movie.
that okay. You'd think Sam's description of this movie would make you want to watch it, and it does. But that is like
And it's like,
this much of the, like you see that little sliver. That's this much of the fucking movie, and
Yeah.
this is the movie.
Yeah.
And there's 8 billion reasons for anyone to watch this movie for any reason at all. Like it just anyways. You'll to preface.
so
I
much
know
so.
we talked about
This is a double VHS.
double D. Oh, I'm so jealous you have that. So I have the Criterion DVD, but it comes with the book.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I've read through a little bit of the book, but I've actually read Shortcuts before, and I've read a lot of Raymond Carver, which is also why I love this fucking movie, because Raymond Carver is a fucking genius, and this movie gets it completely. Fuck Birdman for calling Raymond Carver pretentious. I think Emma Stone was just being a dick.
Yeah.
Birdman didn't do it. I think it was just her character being a dick.
Yeah.
But because Raymond Carver and the lines in Birdman too were some of them were from Raymond Carver, and they were great.
This is what we talk about when we talk about love.
I love that book. Shortcuts is like a different thing, but still his prose is so great. Anyways, getting back to it. This is my favorite movie. I did pick Longest Yard for my favorite movies podcast, but that was for a reason. I think this all makes sense now. Shortcuts is my favorite movie. Every time I've seen it, it doubles down on that fact. There's no other movie like this that didn't come out after it, and even the ones that come out after it are like shortened versions of this. They're not the same at all, and not the same at all. Like I don't know, but because Magnolia was the very obvious inspired by Paul Thomas Anderson said it. It's not like a short, it's not like a surprise. But still, even Magnolia is like way smaller than this fucking movie. Magnolia is like this. This movie is just fucking everything. To explain the plot of this movie takes quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the scene, and then I'm going to go through some of the things, and then I'm going to open it up to the floor. LA has a medfly problem. What is a medfly? Not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure they explained it in the beginning, and I just wasn't quite listening. But it's a really large fly that causes really fucked up bites on your face, which we'll see later. But we'll talk about later. But basically, it's a fucked up fly. They're trying to quarantine it, and they're trying to fix it by spraying this fucking chemicals over LA. And guess who's getting covered by all these chemicals? Why, quite the stacked cast of fucking actors that everyone is getting covered by this shit in the beginning. And we find out that in LA, LA is a pretty big place, but life is short or life is small, and there's a lot of coincidences and a lot of connections. And so you got Tom Waits. Tom
I thought you would have started with, but okay.
Waits, because he's the one the movie starts with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to go by chronological order if I can, which I didn't write this down. This is all from memory.
Peter Gallagher is the start of the movie, but that's because he's in the
Exactly. Well, we don't know that till later. That's why we don't know, but because you can't start. But Tom Waits, who is a limo driver, a drunken limo driver, and that's all we know about him at first. He goes into a diner. He meets with his waitress girlfriend, Lily Tomlin. I said that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh yeah, thank you, Lily Tomlin. Who is a waitress. She's just literally a fucking waitress. That is her character. She's struggling. She's got her own problems, but at the end of the day, she's always at the diner, and Tom Waits is always coming in, bugging her ass. And then we've got fucking Tim Robbins, and I cannot remember her name for the life. Madeline Stowe, who are just trying to be in a marriage. He's a cop. He's stressed. He's a fucking cheater, misogynist, piece of shit asshole, which is such a fucking flip from
Hates his fucking dog.
Shawshank. It's a flip from Shawshank if you're on the side that he didn't do it. But yeah, he hates his dog, and which shows how great of an actor Tim Robbins is because he plays such a dick in this fucking movie.
Mm.
He hates his dog, and he's just trying to raise his kids and shit. But this man is having an affair with a couple of people. But not a couple, well, mainly Frances McDormand, who is just like, whoa. And, you know, he's doing the whole double life thing, but he still kind of loves his family and he's back and forth. And Frances
I think he
McDormand,
just doesn't want them to complain.
yeah. Frances McDormand, she's also married. She's got her own issues. She's got an asshole husband, Peter Gallagher, as you once mentioned, and he flies the fucking, the helicopters that sprays the medfly chemicals that kills them. And Peter Gallagher, he fucking hates his wife. He's trying to leave her because she's cheating on him and all that shit. And so he decides to come in and
It's going to be 50
cut up half of her shit.
Bitch.
Yep.
50-50.
And the person reporting on all of this news about the medflies and stuff is fucking Bruce Robinson. Am I saying that right? Davidson. Fuck me. Sorry. I'm doing this from memory because I didn't write any of this down.
There's like 40 lead actors in this
There's
movie.
so many good. Yeah, I was about to say. So Bruce Davidson, he was great in this. Everyone's fucking great in this movie. I'm gonna stop saying that because everyone's great. Bruce Davidson, he is the news anchor, reporting on everything that's going on. He's he's reporting on all that shit. And at home, he's got Andy McDowell and his little boy. And
Casey.
Yeah, his little boy Casey. And they are, a happy family, right? It's so great. And next door, living to them, I'm going around the world because this fucking movie deserves it and the way I'm going with it. And next door lives to them a mother and a daughter. And the mother is
Annie Ross.
Annie, thank you. I literally saw her name. Annie Ross, who is the singer at a jazz club. And that jazz club, huh?
Laurie Singer is the daughter.
Yes.
Oh, Laurie, yeah.
Tell us.
She was fucking everything apparently at the time. But apparently. But anyways, yeah, who's the singer at a jazz club, which hosts some people like Tom Waits and also some other people like Robert Downey Jr. and Lily Taylor. And I think Michael Beach, right? Am I right about that
Michael
one?
Beach, yep.
And
Michael Beach. And I don't remember the girl's name. That's because I didn't write it down.
you're not going to bring up Chris Penn?
No, we're good. God damn it. He's the pool guy.
He's
Give
in the
me a
club,
second.
though. He's in the club.
He's in the club eventually. I was gonna go back to Laurie Singer and then the pool and then back to Robert Downey Jr. But basically,
We're getting
there. We have to go around the world, and I am trying to do this as close as possible to but it's hard. Anyways, because as we'll discuss. But Annie Ross, she's the singer at this jazz club. She's got, Robert Downey Jr., Lily Taylor, Michael Beach, and his wife there. And we discovered that, they're all Michael Beach and his wife are going on vacation. They live in the same apartment complex. They're going to watch their place. Great. And at the same time, this jazz singer has a daughter who's a fucking upright bass player because string players are weird. Sam.
Cellist, but okay.
Cellist. String players are weird. I swear to God, I'm going off of just.
It's A-okay. I've just been getting my instruments.
Has somebody called you a cellist before too?
Yes.
Do you consider it a slur if someone
Everyone
calls you a
considers the
cellist?
double bass a cello, and it's not a fucking cello, but
I'm only going to do that to
technically
irk you
the combo
from
family.
now on. From now on, I'm only going to do that.
Sam, I imagine that's what it's like if someone calls like a Puerto Rican a Mexican is like calling a bass player a cellist.
Damn.
You just get offended.
But
Ever
you
so
really
slightly.
can't tell the difference.
Ever so slightly.
Like, get it right.
I need
Anyways,
you to get to my favorite actor in this fucking movie.
Chris Penn.
Not Chris Penn, but
no.
I love Chris Penn.
Because about to say we haven't gotten to but Chris Penn, he's doing the pools for both the news anchor and the next door neighbor, whose daughter, Laurie Singer, is a cellist. Redacted.
Who loves
redacted?
who
Yeah,
loves
redacted
basketball.
upright bass player cellist. um, who is a really good friend who likes to dribble. She's good at ball,
Yeah.
and one of her good friends is a little kid Casey, who's the news anchor's kid. He's super nice. He's
His
just going
birthday's
to school
coming
one
up.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah, his birthday is coming up. He's getting a cake. They're getting a cake made for him too
From who?
from Mr. Lyle Lovett.
Yes. My
That's your
favorite part
favorite
of
one?
this movie.
He's great. All right, well, we'll get to him. But
He's
anyway,
your favorite?
Yeah.
Casey, he's on the way to school, and he doesn't, he knows not to talk to strangers, but he doesn't know to look both ways when crossing the street. He's that old. Uh, so he gets pancaked, right? But he's a stern little boy. He's a tough little boy. He can take it.
Yeah, yeah.
But who pancakes him but Lily Tomlin, the waitress? And he gets up. She tries to help him for a minute. And God forbid, he says, I can't talk to strangers. And he goes home. And Lily Tomlin just says goodbye. And he goes on his way. And we find out that little boy, who is the news anchor and Andy McDowell's son, falls into a coma. And he goes to the hospital. And guess who is the doctor for that?
My favorite. Oh, no, not yet.
Oh, okay.
I know
We're going to
what
get there.
Jackson's talking about.
Yeah, I know you're talking about Jackson already. We're going to get there. But Matthew Modine plays the doctor. And him and Julianne Moore
Woo!
are married. And we find out.
The whole time.
Oh, you could have. Yep. Hey, that's a really good reference though.
Yeah.
Him and Julianne Moore are married. They are going on a double date. Actually, help me out here. Point to him.
No. You can't cheat. You can't cheat. You have to do it all from memory. You can't cheat.
They're going out with they're hanging out with this new couple, Fred Ward, and I can't remember her name.
And
but she's
Archer.
great. And Archer. Fuck, thank you. And Fred Ward and Ann Archer. They're doing high class stuff with them, and they're not necessarily the most high class people. And they're kind of having this weird like, oh man, we got friends that are like uppity. I don't want to say the word, but it's probably the closest I can get.
Oh man, why did I just forget his name?
Who?
Jeopardy.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say,
Trebek.
yeah, well, because Alex Trebek is in the movie. You think you see Alex Trebek, but you're not sure until he looks at the camera, and you're like, oh, that's Trebek. But yeah, talk about weird cameos from Truman Capote to and Annie Hall, Alex Trebek in this. But
all right, I'm switching to my phone. I gotta drop off the process to some people.
All right, so Fred Ward and Archer, they're a lower middle class couple. They are just trying to make ends meet. Ann Archer is a fucking clown, and
literally,
literally, she's just trying to make ends meet. And Fred Ward is out of fucking work. He's unemployed. And what do you do when you're unemployed? You go fishing with your friends.
Buck Henry and Huey Lewis.
Huey fucking Lewis. And, you go to the diner, of course, because before you go to the fishing, you got to stop at a diner for some food. And, of course, the diner you stop at is the one Lily Tomlin works at.
For some food and some
Yeah. And because, hey, Tom Waits ain't the only one looking at that ass.
Zero Mostel in the front. He just was looking at a big ass.
Can I get some more butter, please?
That fucking Buck Henry in this
more
movie.
butter, if you know what I'm saying.
And I'm curious how long I'm running because I'm not even close to being done yet.
Long goddamn time. It just said we have 10 minutes left.
I know. Well, I'm not even close to being done yet. So, and I literally, yeah. So, anyways, and they're going to go fishing. And where are they going to go fishing in? Outside of the quarantine zone. They don't know what a pandemic's like. Shame on them, bitches. And you know what you're going to find when you're, outside of the quarantine zone and you're Huey Lewis and you're just got your fucking cock out over the rocks, just taking a big old fucking whiz.
Rocks out, cocks out.
Pissing on a goddamn dead body. Like, damn. And I felt really bad for Fred Ward when he broke his whiskey glass because he needed that shit.
Half my stack.
That shit literally crushed me. Every time he does that, it crushes me. I'm just like, this is why they have plastic bottles. I get it now. I get the plastic bottles. Because you can't crush a plastic bottle like that. Stash wouldn't have been gone, and they needed it. But you know what? When you find a dead body, Sam's frozen. Okay. Oh, you got that once upon a time and one battle after another angle going on.
There you go.
You just need a small beer, Benicio.
What do you think I'm gonna go do?
Like Tom fucking Cruise.
You gotta hop out the window. Just leave the phone in the car, let it
If you get
crash,
pulled over, you better do the
dance.
do the dance. But anyways, getting back to the movie, yeah, you know, when you find a dead body when you're fishing, I mean, like, especially back then, like, you didn't have cell phones. What are you gonna do? I mean, you're not gonna stop fishing. And if it carries it downstream, I mean, not our fucking problem, baby. But yeah, so
I have a
that happens.
Okay, never mind. I'll ask later.
Okay, because I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to move back around to some stuff because I glanced over Chris Penn really like a little bit, but I'm wondering how I'm actually going to get back to it a little bit. But this movie shouldn't be too hard because the connections are so fucking crazy. Um, yeah, Fred Ward and Ann Archer, they're he comes back and he's just trying to figure that shit out because as friends, what do? You take pictures of the dead body.
Apparently.
Duh. You fucking take pictures of the dead body. And then who do you run into? Because you know, when you have back in the day, you got to get those developed. Who do you run into? Lily Taylor and none other than Jennifer Jason Lee, who is her friend. And what happens? Do you get them switched up? And guess what? As you're Lily Taylor, your boyfriend's Robert Downey Jr., your boyfriend being a sick fuck, misogynistic piece of shit, and that's just the character he's playing at the time, um, is a makeup artist. A really good one, actually. And of course, he's going to take pictures of that because that makes sense. You don't take pictures of a real dead body, you'll take pictures of a fake one. But
Right.
you'll still get them mixed up. And you'll both think you're fucking psychopaths. And in many cases, you both probably are in your own ways. But that is life, and that is people. And eventually, you hand each other back the photos. And you go back, and Lily Taylor and Jennifer Jason Lee are hanging out. And Jennifer Jason Lee, of course, is the wife of fucking Chris Penn, who is a pool guy. And she is a sex worker who honestly is the breadwinner of the house.
Phone sex worker.
Phone sex worker. So, well, nowadays it's just transitioned to sex worker, but you know, yes, back in the day it was definitely phone sex worker. And you know what she does? She takes care of the kids. She makes money and takes care of the house. And what does Chris Penn do? Goes and smokes weed and cleans pools all days. I'm sorry, I don't sympathize with him at all. She is in the fucking right, and
Hey, she doesn't talk to him like that though.
because she loves him. She's not a business transaction. He's not a business transaction, but he doesn't get that because he's fucking emotionally stunted and probably a little autistic, as later in the movie we kind of figure out. Because Homeboy is just ready to snap at all times, and I'm pretty sure, like his character, not Chris Penn, was like mentally slow.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask.
We haven't gotten to Lyle Lovett yet, but
Well, but real quick, I just have to ask this question. Do you think Chris Penn killed the girl in the river?
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
unequivocally.
They covered that
There's
up
no.
with,
I don't think there's supposed to be a question about that. They
Okay.
were just
Because that's
Yeah,
what I
well-
thought, and I just wondered if you guys, thought the same.
no.
Or if
So
that was
that's
just me.
I've read the short story to that one. Dude does kill the girl. Like they don't play around with that one, and
Okay.
it's literally just the friend like Robert Downey Jr. just lies for him.
Okay.
Yep. Because
Well, I mean,
of course
not
he would.
not the girl at the end. I mean, the girl in the river that Fred Ward and the others discover.
Oh,
That's what I'm
Oh.
saying. Yeah.
maybe.
I don't think. Well, there's just not enough evidence to support that one that I can think of. Because I know they had talked about, or Robert Downey Jr. did talk about the two girls that he Mickeyed, but he wasn't with Chris Penn when he did that. So
I'm just saying, like, they
I just don't
seem
think
to
Chris
be
Penn
in a
would have
similar
killed.
looking place at the end of the movie as the place where they're fishing, Fred
That
Ward
is
fishing.
that is fair.
So I'm
I
thinking
just
it's possible he may have come up there at some point and just, it's not his first, is all I'm saying. Maybe he just dumped the body up there.
that could be a case. I just didn't. I never put that together because the movie is pretty like. To me, the
It
movie.
was just a thought.
If they want you to
I
think
was
something, they
wondering
will
if
try to tell
either
you.
of you thought so, but I'll let you
No.
go back to your thing.
I'm trying to, because I'm trying to make that make sense. I feel like the movie is pretty like straightforward with like if we want you to think something, we'll at least drop something in there, and they just to me didn't drop anything other than him killing her at the end. But I've also read the short story
Mhm.
to that, so I kind of when I saw this in the movie, I was like, this all sounds fucking familiar to me.
Yeah.
Why? And I was like, oh yeah, that's why. But and I do have a longer story to go on after this, but because I'm 3 minutes left. And we haven't gotten to Lyle Lovett and his fucking cake.
We
Because
haven't even
hey,
gotten into fucking Casey's grandfather.
Uh-oh, Sam. Oh,
oh, we haven't even yes. We haven't even gotten to because goddamn it, I
Matt,
forgot.
you are rivaling. I think you're now about to surpass Sam's Beau is Afraid intro at this point.
But it's not unwarranted. I'm not trying to intentionally. I just
No, you
knew
got to
there's
set
so
it
much
up.
to explain.
You got to set it up.
I need to make sure I get all the connections down so that when we're talking about it, it's not as like we have to like, oh yeah, I forgot that. It's like, oh
Right.
yeah, I got that. So I'm gonna finish this up real quick. Okay, so Lyle Lovett, I mentioned earlier, he is a cake maker. This is a bit of a jump instead of a thing, but I just need to get to it. He's making a cake for fucking Casey, this boy whose birthday is coming up, man, and he's working hard on this cake, and he's like a local businessman. He's a baker. He's a local baker, bro. Like
Dude, okay.
his money, he takes his money seriously. He takes his materials seriously. And when you don't come to pick up a fucking cake, he's gonna call you, man, and be like, "Where are you to pick up this fucking cake, bro?" He doesn't care if your kid's in a coma. Actually, he does. He just doesn't know it. And of course he doesn't know it because why would you be a dick about this? And that kid in the coma and his dad being Bruce Davidson. Bruce Davidson also has a dad, and his dad is named Jack fucking Lemon.
My favorite part of the movie.
Literally, this man wanders in the movie and gives the best performance of a lifetime, and then just fucking wanders out.
Literally. Walks
Literally,
in,
yeah.
gives the best performance in the goddamn movie, and then just leaves.
Walks out. Um, and he's there to because his grandson is in the hospital, and he's got to talk to his son, who he hasn't really talked to in a long time, and he's got to tell him some fucking things about his life to try to make him understand who he is. And goddamn, does he try? And that scene in the hospital, like I don't break room, I guess, or like a like cafeteria, that is the most heartbreaking scene in the movie, hands fucking down.
Yeah.
That is like, and it's crazy because it's like there's a lot of other crazy ass scenes in this fucking movie. There's scenes in this movie that would make one movie. This movie is 7 movies in one movie. That's why it's 3 hours long, in my opinion. This movie is like the but anyways, so I think I've gotten pretty much every connection down that I can think of for the most part. There's going to be some ties that were like, oh yeah, they tie to this and they tie to that, and they're in this scene and they're in that scene together because that's how this movie works. It's so like free form. I got basically the whole movie covered. I don't think I'm missing any characters really, other than the fact that Madeline Stowe and Julianne Moore are also friends, which connects the Tim Robbins story to the Doctor story in a way, because all of these stories connect and it's all free form. Robert Altman's a genius, and I will open up the floor to you guys.
Sam.
Jack, go first. I'm about to get in the car.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, so I don't remember if I've said this before. I probably did when we talked about Kansas City. Robert Altman is one of those directors who just, for some reason, I just have not gotten into him as much as I would like. This is
Can I
only,
say one thing? Sorry,
uh,
I have to say this. This is his 30th film since MASH, and then I will leave it at that.
That's
he
insane.
made a fucking lot of movies.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I was like.
That's the
I was
thing.
like, oh,
He's one of these directors who it's like his career was so long and he made so many things. So it's like there are some directors who it's like, oh, I've seen 4 movies from them. That's like half their filmography. They've only made like 8 or 9 movies. But for Robert Altman, it's like, oh, I've seen 4 of his movies and he made like goddamn 50 movies, you know? So it's like I got a lot left to see. And so this is my fourth one. Gosford Park, MASH, and Kansas City are the other 3. And so I'm glad that on this podcast we've now had 2 of his films so I can keep going a little bit more in. And each time I watch one of his films, it gets me more and more like I want to keep watching his shit because each one makes me like him more than the last. This one is of the 4 that I've seen, definitely my favorite, and I've liked all 4. And yeah, this is such a great movie. My God, what a great and just took me off guard so much. And like just the direction that it went because I was expecting it to kind of go a certain way and it totally didn't. And I respect the fact that because and for the record, Matt, I know you're going to disagree with me. I personally like Magnolia more than this movie and think it's a better movie just in general. That's just me. I totally understand why somebody would like this one more. It's just a matter
Well, I
of
mean, Magnolia is great. I do love it. I'm not
yeah.
even I'm not like, oh, I don't get that at all. I'm like, okay, that's just preference. It's literally just preference.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you
yeah.
can
It's
see
literally
how
just a
like
matter of
I
preference and
don't think.
perspective. Yeah.
But can you at least agree with me on this? I don't think Magnolia doesn't exist without this. Like you have to
Oh,
have
100%.
shortcuts
No,
for
I
this.
mean, Paul Thomas Anderson has said that
Yeah,
this
he
is,
said that. Yeah, like you have
yeah,
to have
yeah,
shortcuts to have. And
yeah.
honestly, not just Magnolia. This came out a year before like fucking Pulp Fiction came out.
Mhm.
Anything else like it came out,
Altman is
and it's like,
extremely, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, Tarantino has said he doesn't like Robert Altman. So,
well, I don't give a shit. So,
but I'm just saying, like that. I don't
sorry.
think
No,
he was taking.
Tarantino has like it's funny. His name goes down on my list the more I discover other people, which I think is funny to me because he used to be at the top, and now he's like 4 or 5, and I'm like,
He's
even
still at the
then, it's
top for me, and he always will be. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, I think that I'm just saying that to say he wasn't taking direct inspiration from Altman. But yeah, either way, the movie is because I was watching it, right, and I was like, oh, this is Robert Altman's version of Magnolia, basically. And goddamn, Sam, I'm so sorry your phone keeps.
Fallen. But
Yeah.
I'm home now. I'm home, so I'm about to get back on the lap.
But I was like, okay, so this is Robert Altman's Magnolia. And then the major difference is Magnolia, the reason that one connects with me more is, I mean, generally I just like the movie better, just aesthetically and everything. But I also just, what I liked about that one is it's more like a tale of redemption and these kind of not great people just finding redemption in themselves. And this one's the polar opposite. This one is so cynical and just like all of these people are monsters.
that's
They're
life.
so,
Okay.
I know. It's just a matter of like which one of those two things you prefer, like the more cynical tale or the more like hopeful redemptive tale, but they're equally as valid. They're
Well,
both just beautifully made films, like saying like what they're both trying to say, it says it as well as you can say it. It's just like a matter of personal preference which one you prefer. And that's the thing that I was so taken off guard by in this one is like at the start of the movie, like some of the characters are obvious pieces of shit, right? And then there are some where you're like, okay, this guy sucks, this guy sucks, this guy sucks, but this one I like, or this one's not a bad person. And then by the end of the movie, like out of the like 25 characters in the movie, by the end of the film, maybe 3 of them are still decent people. Like there are so many who by the time you get to the end of the film, you're like, oh, that person who I thought wasn't that bad is a fucking scumbag. You know, like they're all terrible. And that's the thing is I love how over the course of the movie, it just reveals to you like, oh yeah, these people who seem good on the surface, nope, deep down, they're actually fucking scumbags in some way, shape,
What?
or form.
Did he
Like,
touch your breast?
yeah.
That
we're
argument.
just talking, Marion.
Just-
And then the genius of that scene, I just realized, is behind him is that fucking painting of the guy screaming. And then
Yeah.
on her end is 3 other paintings that where that guy should be, and he is not, and it's missing. Like it should be 4. But it's behind him. And I was like,
There are so many little genius things like that in the movie where I love the scene where right after Laurie Singer cuts her hand and is like bleeding and shit, it zooms in on the Joy dish soap, and I was just like, oh, that's such a great fucking, I love that
or
shit.
the best one is he gets hit, he walks away, and they cut to the fucking milk spilling and saying accidents happen on the TV.
Oh
Yeah.
God, damn. I didn't even
That
catch
was
that
so
one. That's
genius.
amazing.
I
Wow.
was like, yo.
Yeah.
There's a
So
lot of those.
many.
Or if somebody opens a door, they can cut to somebody else like opening another door from the inside, but it's like a different like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I was just like,
And
okay, the cuts are genius.
and the shortcuts, but
That's what.
so many of the Matt, you said it, it's free form, and the score is a jazz score, which I guess Robert Altman is a fan of because Kansas City was the same way.
I mean,
And what I love
Robert
is
Altman, he hangs with them blacks.
for sure, but
He's with
he
them cats.
what was I gonna say? But I like it though because it literally the music immerses you in that because it literally is like free form people being scumbags, like the way like musically that's how it plays out. And yeah, the whole thing it's so expertly interwoven. Like every story by the end, there's a purpose to it, there's a through line, it all comes together. And it doesn't, again, unlike Magnolia, where there's like a catharsis at the end, there's no, it's just like they're just
Okay, I
like we're done. That's it. They're just
see.
scumbags, you know.
I okay. This is my third time seeing it, and I will say I did feel that I felt exactly how you felt. There's no catharsis. Maybe if you see it
There's
again,
not
you
supposed
might
to be.
disagree. Well, I
It's
think
just
there's like maybe
the
a
way. I mean, I'm
because
not like
the
each of.
ending shot is a bunch of clowns doing tequila shots. I think there's something to be said
That's
about
okay.
that because when I thought about
I
that, I was like, and
think
then
I
they
am a
pan
bit
over
very
LA.
upset
there's
about
Okay,
there's a
clowns
there's
doing
a
tequila shots, pan over LA. I feel like there's something going
there's a
on.
conclusion to each of the stories, but it's not like the way I saw it was basically just like, okay, we're done. Like we had our little glimpse into these people's lives, and it's just done now. We don't get
Yeah,
to see what happens next.
I felt like the that this time around, at least to me, the clowns doing tequila shots felt like the I don't know, like okay, this it sums up everything. It's just,
I'm sure there's so
but
much that if I were to see it a second time, I would notice that I didn't notice the first time.
one of
But
my favorite things was in the beginning, Bruce Davidson when the Casey comes in because he has a nightmare. He just has
mhm.
a small line like he sees Casey comes in and he goes, "I had a nightmare," and she's like, "Oh, come here," and he just goes, "Shit." And I didn't realize at first I was like, "Why does he say shit?" I'm like, "Oh, it's because he's not getting any tonight
Yeah.
because
But
the
then
kid's in
you
the
Yeah.
bed."
juxtapose that with Tim Robbins and his wife fucking,
Because
and then the kids all come running in.
Right.
Sam,
And also I noticed each of the kids, Francis McDormand's kid and Tim Robbins' kid both had toy helicopters.
Hell yeah.
that's
I
cool.
noticed that this time. I was like, okay.
But Sam, I'll turn it over to you in a second, but I just have to say this. Robert Altman, of course, is known for his giant ensemble casts and usually has some of the best ensemble casts of all time. This, I would say, is definitely one of the best ensembles of all time. Like all of the stacked from top to bottom. So everyone is just pulling their fucking weight. I will say this though, as great as everybody is, serious, Jack Lemmon just comes into this goddamn movie and just like shows every last goddamn one of them the fuck up. Just like I'm just gonna come
In
in,
one scene,
just literally. I mean, he's in it for quite a bit, but like that one scene in particular, yeah, I remember just watching it and being like. This motherfucker was a force. I swear to God, like he was one of the greatest to ever do this. And everybody, and I just have to say, everybody was great. It's impossible for me to even name everybody because there's so many people. Bruce Davison, Andy McDowell, Julianne Moore, Matthew Modine, just everybody in the movie. Jennifer Jason Leigh, who I swear to God, every single time I see her in something, is just saying or doing the wildest shit ever. I don't know why every single time. I've seen her in so many things this year, whether it was Twin Peaks or Synecdoche, New York, or Kansas City, and she's just doing the wildest shit every time. Just,
you know,
I love
I
her
gotta
for
say
it.
this, Jackson. So I saw I watched the documentary on this like before, and I watched it this time too, just
Mhm.
to buff myself up on it. I don't think Jennifer Jason Leigh loved this movie and or loved her character in this movie just because like the one fucking interview clip they were like mentioning like, oh, the estrangedness under the banality of like life.
Mhm.
And then she really goes like this. Yeah, I think it's more banal than estranged. And I was just like, she
Wow.
was not. I don't know. That's all I heard from her too. And I
She
was like,
apparently
I don't think she loved
She
this.
apparently did extensive research where she actually like hung out with phone sex workers and like listened to their calls and stuff. And she said apparently two of the she recognized famous clients who had called these sex workers, including two directors that she had worked with in the past. So I thought that was very interesting. I was like, who the fuck is on that list? But yeah, and then Chris Penn, who I feel like is underrated a lot of the time, like got a
Oh,
really
he
good role,
kills it.
good role, literally, good role to sink his teeth into. Robert Downey Jr., Michael Beach for his little part was a real standout. Just everybody in the movie, Lily Tomlin, Tom Waits, everybody.
Tom Waits probably his best performance, I would say.
And I just have to say something.
Maybe Down by Law, but this was like
The
fucking close second.
fucking, the sheer fucking visceral hatred I had for Tim Robbins's character. I just was palpable.
When he
I
takes that dog and
cannot
drives up the
I
road and
cannot remember the last time I hated a character that goddamn much in a movie. Like when he took that dog and dropped him off in the middle of that neighborhood, I was like, you're the devil. Like you are a fucking scumbag. I hate you. And then just yelling at his kids and just the way he's like treating his wife and the way he's talking to Frances McDormand and throwing a rock through the window. I was like the goddamn visceral hatred. Just he was so good in this. Like you said, Matt, a total contrast to the Shawshank Redemption where he's so likable. He's so goddamn hateable in this movie. It's unbelievable. Plays his
Does
part
not
so
care
well
about his
and is
kids.
so
Like,
pathetic. Just like
Yes.
it's just
And
like
then
I've
his ending
compromised
is
your
like,
safety. I've compromised your safety. I love the part where
well,
Madeline Stowe just laughs in his face. It was so goddamn funny.
but then his ending is like a fucking hero's ending,
It
which
was
is
like
not
he's the
intended.
only character in the movie who has a kind of a redemption. I was like,
but
what
no,
the fuck?
he
And it
only
wasn't even
got
a
that
redemption.
dog.
It's just, it's going to happen again. It's just like, okay, we're going to get 3 months of goodness, and then this whole
The only
cycle is going to
reason he
repeat.
got that dog back is because he didn't want to hear his kids fucking complain anymore. Like
Yeah,
he
I
was
guess.
not a
And
good
the fact that it was Huey Lewis's kids' dog, and then he comes out with the medfly bites on his face,
Yeah.
and I was like, God damn, the connections are just.
Yeah. And then just yeah, so that's my thing. And there was one other thing I was gonna say. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, just everybody in the movie is really pulling their weight. I hated Tim Robbins' character, and God damn it, I can't remember what I was gonna say. But Sam, I'll let you take it away.
man. Oh fucking man! Like the 3 times I've seen this movie in my life have just hit every fucking time, but even more so than the last time. And one of those times I was watching it with Matt, and that shit just blew my fucking brain. And I have a trick for y'all today.
Are you going to do that?
You motherfucker.
Are you going to do it?
I can't do it. I haven't
Okay.
practiced. I can't do it. I've been trying. I want
Sam,
you to
how
know.
long have you just had that prop waiting off camera?
About 15 minutes. Or no, actually before I left.
I love it.
It's just been sitting here. And that's what I love, where she's like, it's a neat bar trick. And I was like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. But he is using one of the fucking liquor pourers as his little like thing. So it's like, yeah, you probably learned how to do that at a bar. Man, Jack Lemmon is almost unrecognizable in this movie. Like we say, like he didn't do anything to his appearance, but he just is such a despicable kind of person that just justifies all of his terrible actions with like, oh well, like
That's
I was
such a.
fucking your mom's sister, and that's her mom was like, well, what if it was the roles were reversed? And he's like, bro, you can't say anything to your son to justify the fact that you A, cheated on his mom, B, abandoned your family, C, have no life in your grandson's life, no part of your grandson's life, and you just come in at the worst moment. But the gut reaction where she screams "get out" as Casey's dying, and he just like hits the wall and like comes down, and he's just like shattered as a human being.
And then, okay, my favorite part, he walks away. He walks over the fucking wet floor, like walks right past that shit. I was like, that's just. He's like, I don't give a fuck if I slip.
So much is going on in this world, and I feel like each time I've gravitated to a different person's story. This one
Amen.
I
Amen.
really kind of took into Robert Downey Jr.'s story with Lily Tomlin, and like not the Lily Tomlin,
Lily Taylor.
Lily Taylor.
It was funny because they got Lily Tomlin and Lily Taylor's fucking mother
Yeah.
and daughter.
Lily T.
Yep, the Lilies.
And that like whole thing where I died laughing, where she's like, he's taking the photo and he's like, well, I could have just done this myself. Crack.
Yeah.
Takes to beat the shit out of her.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so fucking tongue in cheek. And
Well, it's Robert Downey. That is like, this is to me in my head is like, honestly, I feel like I'm watching just Robert Downey Jr. be himself. Like if Alan played himself, like this just to me shoots to me is like what he was like back then.
Not to expose how hard it is to find this movie, but unfortunately the last 2 goddamn minutes of this movie, the tape does not work with this. But it's literally the last 2 minutes. They're about to do the tequila shots, and then it just like fuzzes out. So that's where I immediately went to YouTube to find the ending scene. But then I found the full movie, which is how I quickly like had that to send to you, Jackson, because the movie's not streaming anywhere. It's hard to find, but it is on YouTube in full.
Yep.
Well, I would. So I do want to say this. I recommend the documentary about this movie. If you can find it on YouTube, I would recommend watching it. It's called Luck, Trust, and Ketchup. Robert Altman in Carver Country. It's a documentary on the making of shortcuts. It might be on YouTube. It's one of my favorite special features on a movie ever. The way people talk about the movie and the way Altman talks about the fucking movie, in my opinion, are just like the way people should talk about everything. Because like there is a scene with Jennifer Jason Leigh where he had written it and he was like, I don't really like this. And then he had her write it instead, and they used that.
Damn, that's
And
cool.
I'm just like, that is like, and everyone said it like it's a playground. You come in, it's like a sandcastle. You're building shit every day.
Well, that's
He's
what I'm
letting you.
learning about
I'm like,
Altman.
that's what I
Yeah.
love about his work, and that's where like he to me is like my favorite director as far as inspiration goes because I'm like that's what a set needs to be like. You need to have everyone come in and feeling like I have the voice, I can say something, and you
Collaboration.
will listen to the yeah, you will like you're not
Mhm.
like these are my words or these are my like this is my shot. You're like, no, actually what you said is actually wow, cool. We're gonna do that, and then just fucking pivot and do something that you didn't expect to do and make something awesome.
That's
And
what's so fucking
that's
crazy.
what he
And like
did
this movie
every day.
is on a paper and on surface level not necessarily exciting, but it
I
goes hard as
I
fuck.
was about to say the way I explained it, I'm sure does not sound great. Does sounds
I think
confusing
you
as
did a great
fuck.
Well,
job.
it's funny
And
you.
then
You did a
when you
great
watch
job.
it, it's not confusing at all. The movie is
Yeah.
not confusing when you watch
No.
it.
But the thing is, like, it's funny you should say that because that is something I'm learning about Altman is Kansas City was the same way where Harry Belafonte just made up all his lines on his own in that movie. Like none of that was scripted. And it's clear that like again, and both movies were very free form with just the structure and just, in Kansas City they kept cutting back to the jazz club and everything just whenever. And I apparently in that movie he wrote the jazz, he filmed the jazz scenes first and then fit the story around it and shit. And it just seems to me like his whole method of working is, we're just gonna, it's like jazz, man. It's free form. We're just gonna figure out just how to do it and shit. And it works to his fucking advantage. He's very good at, because a lot of
That's
directors couldn't pull that off, that way of working. It would be too chaotic and scattered, but
well,
he clearly
it's
knows
funny.
how to do it.
Well, it's funny because you say that, and that's the thing is that's what he said. Like the actor said, oh, he says like, oh, we're just gonna figure it out on this, figure it out on the day. But the actors say like in the documentary, I implore you to watch it. They'll go, no, he knows exactly what's gonna happen. He says he doesn't. He does. He literally, there's no fucking way he doesn't.
Yeah,
And it's like, okay, I don't know how you do both, but apparently he does. And I'm like, well, that's always you have a plan, but you're so willing to throw away that plan for something better.
yeah,
That's my only like imagination for how that works is like you got to have a plan, but you just got to be willing to be like, I'm throw it away. I'll
right.
be like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. But if it's something better comes along, but if something doesn't, well, we got the plan.
He's got good
And
instincts.
Yeah,
he
Yeah.
does,
I'm
and
glad
he
you
just the
shouted
way
out
he
the
talks
music
is
though.
just so like inspirational. I don't know.
Mark Isham, the guy that did all like the original music for this, full circle to a degree because we're talking about Shawshank. He composed all the music for Mob City.
That's yeah, because he's worked with Darabont before. He did The Mist.
Before, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, his music is so transformative, and like parts of it are almost seamless within like just like subtle background kind of like experiences, and you just like flat, and then there's so much depth in the like world that it just like becomes just a part of the giant picture, and it
Yeah, and
just it,
again, it's like, I don't know, the whole thing to me, this is one of my favorite subgenres, is the sprawling like bunch of different storylines in one movie kind of thing. I gravitate towards those movies a lot. So I'm always happy to find one. And damn if this wasn't a great one. I mean, every story, like even if you don't know where it's going at first, by the end you're invested in it and you get to know these characters and in most of their cases you get to hate these characters. You don't really
Well,
again, I just love how it's such an interesting companion to Magnolia in the sense that it's kind of the antithesis of it in so many ways, where in Magnolia you grow to like the characters more. You start off not liking them and you grow to like most of them more. In this one, you just hate them all by the fucking end because they're all such fucking monsters. And I'm just
so
like,
other than Andy
I know
McDowell and Bruce Davis and Lyle
well,
Lovett.
mhm.
I didn't hate
That,
Matthew Modine. I mean, I know he had that one prick
Most of
moment.
them,
He's a
not
bit of
all
a
of
prick.
them.
And like the thing is, the reason why I kind of resonate with Matthew Modine is he's just repression in this fucking movie. Like he is the
yeah,
definition of repression.
The
he is
scene where he
Um,
is,
hung up
it's
on
brilliant. It's brilliant acting on his part because
yeah,
that scene where he's like screaming at Julianne Moore. I'm just like, yeah, he's been holding this in for 3 years, and he's finally just getting it the fuck out all at once, you know. And
And of
it's
course, it
just, you
always
can
happens
feel
right
it.
before friends are
And I was
coming over
looking at
for
his
dinner.
Yep, and I was looking at his face when he was doing it too, and there's just moments where he would do like literally like it looks like he was about to like snap, and then he would just like recalm himself because he's a doctor and that's what he has to do.
Right.
And it's like, oh shit, like he
I
is
love
really doing like honestly, I would say I put this over Full Metal Jacket, to be honest with you, on Matthew Modine's. And I know that's like hard to say, but I really think he like just grew he's more mature in this
He's
movie.
great in it. He's so great in
And
this.
yeah,
I
and
love
like
that the
also the one
earthquake
scene that I
happens
love.
when they're in the hot tub
Yeah,
and
the
they're
hot
just
tub
like
is good.
riding it out and the water's sloshing everywhere. It's just like,
Oh,
what the
I
fuck?
like the scene earlier in the movie when he runs into Ann Archer in the clown costume while he's at work, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Hey," and he's like, "Hey," and she's like, "I'll see you for dinner." And I was like, "Great," and then the guy's like, "Who is that?" And he's just like, "I have no idea."
Yeah.
I don't know why. I was just like,
Yeah.
Like
low
you
key
see
though.
her
That's like
naked and
right. Like,
you do not recognize her.
yeah, I was like the makeup, of course. Like he wouldn't have known who that was, but like the dinner thing should have like triggered him a bit. But
But
he's so like busy, and
Yeah.
that's why, like all these people are just so I don't know because I didn't. There's some people where like I hated them, but I could understand them, which I thought was interesting about the movie. Like Chris Penn, I do not like him at all. He's a terrible character. But having to listen to your wife say that shit is not great. And
Well,
I
that
can
was the
understand that getting
thing.
to you. But on her, like why I agree with her is like she takes care of the kids and probably makes more money than you do from fucking skimming pools. So really, who is the breadwinner? Who is doing their job?
Yeah.
Fuck off, you know.
And that's
So I
life.
see both of the situations at the same time.
It's a good dilemma that they present because that is real life, you know, and that's what Altman's trying to show. And I think and like to your point about characters who it's like, you know, you sympathize with them to a point, but also hate them. I mean, by the end of the movie, I was like, I hate Lily Tomlin. I mean,
yeah,
she's
bro,
not a
the
bad
shock,
person, but I'm
the
like, she
actual
killed a
shock
kid.
when she
She
hits
did
him
try with
and
the
he's
kid,
just
but
like
then she gave up too quick. She should have, like in my head, I was like, she should have
followed
followed
But
him
him home
again,
and then
this is
talk to the
genius.
parents.
This is the
But
genius on Altman's part.
yep,
Like, I love how after she hits the kid and the kid walks down the street, he very deliberately pans over to the fucking child crossing sign as if to say she was not fucking paying attention, goddamn it, and it's her goddamn fault, you know? And I'm
yep,
just like, that's why
yep.
I'm like,
but
that's
also
why
like
I
the
didn't
simple
feel
accident of
sympathy for her.
working a 14-hour shift and trying to drive home.
Exactly. She was tired as fuck.
Yeah.
And then also, again, it's a dumb thing, but like if the kid knows not to talk to strangers, shouldn't he also know to look both ways across?
But if she's driving the way she's supposed to be driving in that neighborhood, she's not going to be going fast enough to hit him in the
Well,
first
that's
place.
But
what
if
I
she
love
wasn't
that
working 14-hour
Lily
shifts.
Taylor says is like, if you had been going any faster, you would have been just fucked. And she's like, thank God you weren't going faster.
And here's my thing too. Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Here's my thing as well. Yeah, blaming the kid. But here's my
I'm not
thing.
blaming the kid.
No,
I'm
I'm saying
just
she was. She
oh,
was.
she
I'm
well,
saying
yeah,
that.
of course,
Yeah.
because they gotta rationalize it.
Right.
That's what they're doing. They're rationalizing in that
Right.
situation.
And my thing too, again, I said this last week for It Ends With Us. I was for Andy McDowell. I was like, again, Al Pacino in The Irishman, just like, you motherfucker. Like when she just let the kid go to sleep when he's
Oh,
clearly got a fucking concussion. I was like, literally, how stupid can you be? Like, are you kidding me right now? You don't, he clearly needs to go to the
Well,
hospital.
it's funny. When I first saw this movie, I was not even thinking about that at all. Like
He
literally,
was so woozy. I was like, he's obviously got a concussion. Like, take him to the goddamn hospital. What are you doing letting him fall asleep? Are you stupid? I was really mad at her in that part. But then,
makes me think a lot too about how flippantly Fred Ward is like, well, she was already dead, so
yeah,
enjoyed the weekend.
yeah. And like, see, the
scumbags,
thing is,
all
like,
three of
I
them.
literally, it's like weird because, like, at the same time, I would be like, I think if, let's say, just hypothetically, it was us on that trip, we would all just be like, we're calling the police. Yeah, we're gonna
course.
fucking figure this shit out. But
Free
also, I
phones,
could
though.
see I was about to say pre-phones. I could also see the whole like situation of just being like, well, she is dead. We got to catch these fish.
At least take her out of the
I don't
water.
know. Like, I'm just like, well, I don't know. Like,
It's
I
the
can see
fact
their
that they
point.
were
I don't
so
love it. I don't love it, but like, I can see it.
It's the fact that they're so glib about it. It's the fact that like he's pissing in the
And that's what Ann
water.
Archer, like, when she goes to the funeral for the girl, it's like fucked
Yeah.
up. And I was like, oh, it's such a
And the
good.
fact that Buck Henry is taking pictures and they just clearly don't care at all. And you know, I love one of my favorite because Ann Archer is one of the few truly likable characters in the movie to me. And I just love the part where she goes like, he goes like, well, what? So he says something about like, was there something about it in the paper? And she goes, it had a name, it was a she, and she had a name,
When she's singing while they're doing the face paint as well about the girl
Mhm.
who floats down the stream and all that, it's just like, oh, this is hitting so fucking hard. And that's
Yeah.
why I love that they're the last story that like the movie leaves off on is like the most tumultuous, the least resolved in terms of like where these people are in their marriages. And
Well, I also think it makes the most sense just like technically too, the more I thought about it. Because like their house is on the top of the fucking hills where you can just pan out to LA. There's
everything,
no
yeah.
other setting that
I
does that.
love
So like
that Fred Ward's like,
unfortunately
man,
on
we should have
that.
parked down the street. We aren't high
Yeah.
class enough to like be parking at this house.
And like that's the thing is I didn't pick up on that the first time. Their whole like dynamic about them being high class and not high class. Like I didn't really think
Oh, I
about
got
that as
that
much. And
immediately.
this
That was the
time I was
whole.
like, well, I feel like there's so much to focus on. And I haven't even talked about my first viewing of this, which I know Sam knows, but I haven't mentioned this on the podcast. Unless you guys got something else to say, can I
Go into it, bro.
Go
hit
ahead.
real quick? So the first time I saw this movie, I think it was like 20, it was like 2019, 2018, or 2020. I mean, I think about that when I was going back to college. I just started renting random, not random, but like specific movies from the library. One of the movies that I rented was Shortcuts, because I knew that I wanted to watch it for a long time. I'd seen some of it before on a like 1, 2, 3 rip when I was like in high school or like not high school, probably middle schoolish, maybe early high school. And I didn't really love it because like I just didn't understand it. And it was also a rip, and I just was like, I don't have time for 3 hours. The only movie I've watched on my laptop that was 3 hours is Seven Samurai, and that was back in the day. But to get back to this, the second time I watched it was in college. The second, when I came back, I was at where Sam lives now, watching it, and I think I started at like 5 o'clock. About halfway through the movie, I just kind of got like restless, and I like that I was really fucking with the movie. So I paused it, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna walk my way over to Pedro's, get some fucking tacos and a margarita, come back and finish this shit. As I'm walking to Pedro's, I walk by the church that is
Oh,
down
I
the
know what
street.
this story is. Fuck.
Yep. I walk by the church that's down the street, and there's this news guy setting up his camera. And I'm like, kind of like, what the fuck? And there's a bunch of police. The police are everywhere. And there's news guy setting up his camera. I walk by him. I just go, hey, man, what's going on? He's like, I don't know, man. Like, I'll find out when you do, pretty much. And I'm like, okay. And so I go, I come back. Police are still there.
Full
Shit's
of tacos
fucking
and
crazy.
margaritas.
Yep. Tacos, margaritas in. I go back to my place. I look at the fucking news. Like, I check my phone. And I find out that so I knew for the last couple days there's been a missing girl in Greensboro. Find out she got dropped off by her dad at the fucking church down the street. And I was just like, oh, that's what they're covering. This girl who's been missing just got dropped off at the church down the street. Like she's alive and well now. And then I sat down and just watched the rest of this movie. And I just felt like I had my own shortcuts moment when I watched this the first time that it just like clicked to me that I was like, wow, life can be like this, like connected at points, and like you can just wander into a fucking, story a little bit in a way, or it can just happen down the street. And I was like, okay. And I'd also before this, I'd like previously in my head been like, how could you get life on the screen, like truly life, without it being boring, but like also without being unrealistic? And I was like, this movie hits that point. It's not boring, but it's not unrealistic. The word banal kept being used in the documentary, and all throughout, yeah, like sure, there's a banality to the actions they do, but there's so much other shit going on that it just shows like, yes, this is to me, that was like, this is life, and that's the thing, the jazz, the prisoner of life. But I was like, yeah, this is really like he got it down. And I really don't think somebody else has got it down to this level of just like, you know,
Well, so there are
wackiness.
three. I have a hard out in about 10 minutes, but there are three more points I want to make real quick. The first is I do think, to your point, it's not meandering, it's not banal, it's not just nothing. Like there's so much like, and it's something I say like there's so much to be said in movies that do this kind of thing where character development doesn't necessarily have to be people sitting down and talking about shit and delivering monologues like going back to how I felt about one battle after another. When I say I wanted more like character development and expansion on Leo's relationship with his daughter and stuff like that, I'm not saying I need them to sit down and have a bunch of conversations about what they've been through. I just want interactions. And when I'm talking about that, I mean stuff like in this movie. Because the entire movie is just them, just scenes from their everyday life, showing how they interact with each other, showing their personalities, showing who they are as characters through their actions and what they're doing on a daily basis. That is often the best form of character development. And that's why this movie is so rich with that. Because all of these characters throughout the whole movie, it's just showing scenes from their lives and how their personalities are and how they're interacting with each other. And that's why it's so interesting and so rich and so just like fascinating, and why you feel, whether you like them or not, you feel attached to the stories and you feel attached to the characters. I think this movie does an amazing job with that. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I just have to point out the beauty of the fact that, again, we're talking about how it all ties in. One of the parts of the movie that made me the angriest was when Annie Ross, after her daughter shows up and says like, that poor little kid, he got hit by a car and he's dead, and she just does not give a shit.
Honestly, the best one of the great line in the movie.
Could not give
She must
less
feel
of a
like shit talking about the mom. Oh, she must feel like shit. And then she turns around and walks away.
Yeah, and then literally, and then she, but what made me so mad was she's like, huh, fucking kids, you know, like it's his fault somehow. Yeah. But then when her daughter dies, oh, then it's a big deal, you know, when she kills herself in the garage. Oh, now you're upset because it happened to your daughter, you know. I thought he did a great job highlighting that. Mm-hmm. The third point, I know we got less than a minute, but the third point I want to make is, I don't usually say this ever. I don't usually feel this way. The goddamn Frances McDormand can get it in this movie.
Really?
I'd never say that
at any time. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, for me.
And this one, I'm like, just I don't know. She was doing.
Now you see where he was coming from.
You just want her to have a kid and a divorce in the middle of a divorce.
I like single moms. What can I say?
It shows commitment. I will say this. I need Robert Downey Jr.'s entire fucking wardrobe from this movie. Oh, that man
banger.
Always had that shit on.
He was fly as fuck.
He's dripping out even in the 90s.
I swear to God. I was like, damn.
It made me laugh, and it could be a bit of a reach, but the shot where he's just like fucking wailing the can on the woman, and then the earthquake happens and he's like freaking out, really reminded me of David Lynch a little bit, and how he would film some of the Twin Peaks like crazy shit that's going on.
I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that too, I was like, yo, Robert Altman was on some shit for that scene.
Yeah,
and he was on
that scene took me so goddamn off guard. But it's so funny though, because you can see just that delivery. Chris Penn's performance in this movie, I think, really.
When you rewatch it too, like that scene before when he's just staring at her, like the way he's just literally.
That's what I'm about to say. You can see it where, like, when she goes, "Are you married?" and just the way he goes, "No." You know, like he's ready to fucking just attack.
And then Robert Downey Jr. being like, "What the fuck is he doing?" when they're running back. Like even he was shocked that his friend.
Yeah, like, he was like, "What the fuck is he doing?" Yeah,
yeah. Robert Downey Jr. He's gonna roofie somebody, but he's not gonna kill him.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is funny because like that's a weird straight up line they draw at that point in the movie. Yeah. Because that whole scene where like they're at the barbecue. And he comes up to him. He's like talking about the two girls they Mickey'd with these like, oh, it's dangerous shit. And you're just kind of like, yo, you're a piece of shit. And like,
that's what I'm talking about.
Like when he's talking to her, like when he's talking to him over the phone, like about the girl. That's all. Like, yeah, sure, it's him being fucked up, but like that's almost believable. Like I can see. Like I wouldn't. Yeah. If somebody did that to me, I wouldn't be like, okay, you're a terrible person. I just be like, stop being. I
couldn't even hear what he was saying, so I didn't even know what he was talking about.
He was like, he was just talking about like, oh, there's this girl who's giving me like half a chubby, and like she's so fucking hot, and like he was just talking like. And
okay, so I didn't hear that. So for me, again, that was what I was talking about when I say. For a lot of the movie, Robert Downey Jr. seemed like a relatively like normal character, like good boyfriend to Lily Taylor and all this. And I was like, all right, you're an okay guy. And then that scene happens where he's like, yeah, we slipped him a Mickey, and I'm like there were so many scenes like that where I'm like, oh, you're actually a scumbag. I didn't know that until this moment. Like these characters who you think are okay actually suck. They just reveal that as the movie goes on.
That's literally how you get to know people sometimes, though. Like low key, you think they're a good person, and then they say some shit to you, and you're just like,
that's very real.
Oh.
I do
Never
have
mind.
to leave in 2 minutes.
Okay,
Jackson, what's your ranking? of Robert
Yeah.
Altman films.
This is number 1. And then it's Gosford Park, Kansas City, and MASH.
Heard.
You
should
gotta
watch
see
McCabe
Nashville.
and Miss Miller.
And
So
McCabe,
what?
yeah, both of those.
I'm gonna
McCabe, Miss
pick.
Miller,
I've
and Nashville.
decided. I was torn between.
Don't watch
2.
Nashville after this, though. Watch
No,
Kate
but
Miss
I
Miller
was
first.
gonna. I had 2 Robert Altman movies. I was deciding which one I was gonna pick for this season, and I've decided it's gonna be The Player. So
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
it was
that's
either
a
that or
great
Long
one.
Goodbye, but I decided.
Oh
to
no,
pick
the player is a good one. Unless we want to do an Altman episode, which I would pick Long Goodbye, but like,
I would do McCabe and Miss Miller. That's my favorite
we
Altman.
could all just
I'd love to see all of them, but
because like honestly, he is the he's the best. But
I do gotta go.
Yeah, I was about to say to round this out, are we 3 for 3?
Absolutely.
100%.
This is the polar opposite of the season 2 finale. I was emphatically 0 for 3. I'm emphatically 3 for 3 this time.
yeah.
All right.
Getting
Well,
season 3 off to a good start.
Season 3, episode 1, we're 3 for 3. We hope you like, comment, subscribe, vote for your favorite movie, and you'll see us again next week.
A little spookier than we are now.
Yes, that's
Oh,
right. Yeah, the next
spooky.
one's a Halloween special.
Yes.
Awesome.
I'll be painting my ass that week.
Hey, it'll still speak.
Yeah, that'll be a pumpkin. I'll be jacking my lantern.
There you go.
Oh,
We can end on that one.